Talk to some of the teams as well, 7. D+ in particular when it came to possibly even hunting down Alpha 7 as well.
Another team, they got absolutely nothing to lose. By the way, before we go even into all of that, you found out something pretty special about D+.
Well, it was on Instagram.
Okay.
Respect, thank you very much everyone in the community. But actually, if you include the PMGC Grand Final games of last year, so PMGC 2024, D+ Kia have won the last game, which is the final Miramar, 5 days in a row, which is an insane stat to imagine.
Crazy.
But that was without the Smash Rule. We have the
True.
Smash Rule. Do we have a match 6 in the cards today? We don't know. But the fact that they win away the last game, what a weird thing to happen for D+.
I don't think we're getting wrong. I'm going to be hoping that I'm not wrong. But going back to what you were saying in regards to some of those other squads, yeah, I mean, it has to come down to them just wanting to be aggressive and stopping Alpha 7 from getting enough points when we go into Rondo. And hoping eliminated, and that's what was happening yesterday. That's why Alpha 7 has such a nice lead coming into today, because the bottom teams, second place, fourth place, third place, all that stuff, they get eliminated early, and Alpha 7 takes full advantage of that.
You don't want to get too tunnel visioned, right,
Yes.
on those eliminations and forget about, oh, well, guess what? You're going to get third-partied by another team that is looking to play even more aggressive in this lobby. Got to be very careful, which actually, talking about that, scares me for Ulf, which has been ramping up their aggression. They won themselves, thanks to Scarface, that Rondo game yesterday on day 2. I want to see that kind of same momentum here where they're playing full-on aggressive and learning everything from the league stage going into these finals. They've learned so much, and I feel like Ulf maybe could be the big comeback team on this third day.
I agree.
Talking about aggressive, one team that automatically comes to mind, Alter Ego. Yesterday at the start of the day, if we go from their performance in Last Chance to what we were actually able to see here in the second day of Grand Finals, completely different. That team was a team that was targeting mostly the center of the circle. They were playing a little bit like DX was at the beginning of the Grand Finals, but yesterday, completely different. They wanted to take the action to everybody, and I think you might have mentioned it perfectly, Max. It might have been because of that roster change.
Yeah, the roster change. Actually having Moana on a team, replacing Snape. I was a little bit judgmental, and you know what? The results did dip a little bit after that, right? And they have Moana playing instead of Snape, and Snape had amazing results during the league stage. I was like, there's no way we see a replacement for Snape, but that actually did end up happening. And the main issue I did see on day 2 is they go for these very quick rotations in the center, as you mentioned, but there's no scouting, and they send it so split trying to go to the center. They use 2 players almost the entirety of the last 3 matches of yesterday. Fix the rotations in the mid game. If they can do that, Alter Ego, man, if they have a 4-man team in the positions they had yesterday,
oh my gosh,
Indonesia could be looking strong.
Yeah.
I didn't mention it, by the way. I gotta give credit to their to Alter Ego's extra analyst, which is none other than our amazing caster, Blank.
Yes.
I'm not taking the credit for that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. I think you're going to have to be able to adapt here today if you want to be able to be the champion. And I want to ask you this, 7, right?
Go for it.
Let's say Alpha 7 does get the 10 points in Rondo. When it goes into Erangel, do you think they should possibly drop in a different location?
They of course.
Right?
They definitely
Gotta mix
have
it
to,
up.
because every team that wants a chance to stop them from winning, maybe not even a hot drop, but a rotation camp, a rotation trap, which we have seen in the past, Max, and more than likely it can end up happening. The good thing, though, about this year that I want to let everybody know is that these teams have now, in the past, we were talking about, okay, this is going to be a spot just for that team. They're not going to be willing to change it. A lot of teams this year has been actually practicing multiple spots, not just one, not just 2, many places all over the map because of this Smash Rule.
I want to bring up the point you just said about camping the rotation of Alpha 7.
Yep.
I think Alpha 7 is the worst team to camp because they rotate so early, meaning that you need to camp them instantly after doing your looting stage, which is, I think Alpha 7 is like the worst team to make that happen. So if you do want to fight them, I believe Hot Drop would be the best option, but they have 2 drops on Erangel, which is going to be the big main map today, right? One over to the west in George Pole, and even east of Stolber. So I think Alpha 7 don't have too much to fear going into the grassy pastures. I think they're big chilling.
Like, come over here real quick. Thanks for getting down. Well, making sure you don't have a fever. This man just said a hot drop would be the option. I like it, especially because of the current rules that we have, right? The rules set the smash rule, and so especially if they get into the smash zone. One thing, though, that I do want to keep in mind is that we were talking about the early rotations for Alpha 7. I wonder if they're going to be changing their style enough that ends up hurting them. We've seen it happen multiple times when we end up getting into this stage where teams have a chance to win via Smash Rule. It starts getting into their head, and it could end up backfiring. Luckily for this squad, they are one of the regions that has experience with a team winning via Smash Rule. Back in their PMSL America's Fall Split, Wolves ended up winning via Smash Rule, so I'm hoping that they're going to be able to go, they were able to go back, look at that, and see, okay, maybe this is how we need to play via Smash Rule.
Yeah, I mean, that's so crazy. Is like, when you get in these kind of situations, just second guessing yourself just a little bit can cost you so much. We got another team though, right? I know that you're pretty confident in here today, and that's DRX. How are you feeling about them going into here the final day?
I'm a little bit scared because there is a 28-point difference between themselves and the point threshold to be in the Smash Zone, and that is, even a Rondo game, you can't get there unless you get literally one of the biggest games in the entire tournament, right? That is going to be really, really hard to achieve. But DRX, I like how QXZZZ, which we talked about being such a good fragger many times. I know you're a big fan of his playstyle, 7. I like how during that Erangel win, he didn't go overly aggressive. He set up his player, meaning that he is very adaptable. And for me, the true mark of a potential champion is a team that's not just focused on one role for their players. It's like, okay, I'm in a better position to set up my teammates, get the angles, deny enemy rotations. I'm going to do just that and get low eliminations. The fact that QXZZZ did that on that one game makes me so hopeful that they can go and be the champions this year.
For DRX, I want to see a much better performance when it comes down to their fragging ability here in Rondo. Both Rondos that we have seen out of DRX, they only been able to achieve 6 eliminations. Don't get me wrong, that is a good match. But right now, we are on the final day. And as Max was saying, what was the point? 28? Up to
28,
the Smash
28
Zone?
for them. Yep.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got to be able to put up even more than just say like 6 elims, and on top of that, you gotta go for the win, Jukes.
Yeah,
Neox.
gotta go for it. Yeah, at least.
You maniac.
Oh my gosh, right? I mean, just hearing Neox is crazy because I'm surprised we haven't seen that crazy hot drop so far. But today with those teams, especially low on the leaderboards, you gotta do something to put up some serious points. One team I know you've had your eye on, 7, right, was Team Flash. Their first ever PMGC coming in here.
Yep.
They've had some highs and lows. How do you feel about them going into the final day?
I feel much better, honestly. And day one, I think we saw the mistake over and over again of this team not being able to hold an area or just play defensive when a team decided to just push them and crash them or surprise them, whatever the case might have been. But yesterday, we saw a big turnaround. And given that it was the exact same area when we first noticed that issue, when teams were just saying, okay, we don't care if it's Flash in that compound, we're just going to get close and make sure we push them back. Yesterday, they were spreading out a little bit more. They were using that utility, and the utility use has been great throughout this PMGC Grand Finals, and I'm hoping for Team Flash that continues because more teams are going to be aggressive. It's the final day. A lot of those teams got nothing to lose.
I want to pinpoint something you just mentioned, which is the utility usage. Not just for Team Flash was good.
Like
the entire lobby. I am a very big critique of how Molotovs are used in competitive. And like they're underused. They're committing to grenades way more. The Molotovs from, I think we had Xavier at one point versus a push on the eastern side of Yasnaya Field. We had a really good Molotov from Carrillo, right? Against the push of one of the Korean teams on Erangel. The Molotovs to block out pushes on entry points like windows, through doors has been genuinely some of the best, in my opinion, ever in PUBG Mobile eSport. And I think it can get so much better if we give it even more time for this Molotov meta to evolve, if we can call it that. I don't know.
You even go back to when DX in the first day, one thing that team was doing well whenever anybody tried to crash onto them, I think it was RA at one point, the Molotov usage completely stopping that squad from coming into their building and then following it up with those nades. Perfect usage of the utilities.
Yeah, and you know what, 7, I ask you this. When it comes to a team that you think that could possibly surprise us, just go crazy, right? What do you think would be one of those squads?
I'm going to be a little bit Not biased, actually. This is not even a biased take. An actual team that has surprised me throughout this whole PMGC, and I've called it out during the gauntlet too. And I'm wondering if you already know which team I'm going to say.
All right.
My boy. This is why we've been working so long together. That's right, RA. The aggressiveness out of this squad has been insane. We see them not being... And the reason why I say that, just before I continue on, is because MENA teams are usually not this aggressive at a global stage. In the region, yes, they flare out, they can be aggressive, but when we come to global, we usually don't end up seeing that from MENA teams. And this RA team is just starting to break the habit, and I absolutely love it. I'm hoping that we get one match where they maybe end up getting blessed by the circle, collect more points, and move up the leaderboard, because honestly, with the way this team has been performing, they were the champions of the gauntlet. They've been able to just get a lot of eliminations here. Don't be scared of fights. I want them to be rewarded with the top 5.
I'm actually going to be a little bit more critical on RA. I think that they're, and I don't know if you would agree or not, I think they're overly reliant on Amori.
Yes.
Every time we see him clutch up, we're not seeing the typical Ida clutches, Prestige, Damar, Skuton have not been really playing so far. So I want to see the other players kind of get these big elimination games, but so far Mori's been the one pulling a lot more of those compared to his teammates.
I would actually have to disagree with that one.
Oh, really?
Yesterday in Marth, against Regnum, he was able to pop off. He ended up getting eliminated, but he knocked 3 players there from Regnum and was able to showcase those skills. So, but I know what you're saying. You want to be able to see more players more frequently. More frequently be able to do it. You know what? With that, yes, but I want to continue to see what Marth was able to do yesterday, too.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of Regnum Karya, right? We've seen them go crazy, right, at certain points. But also, you know, they're not at the top of the leaderboards. What do you think is, like, their big, like, glaring problem so far here?
I don't think there's a glaring issue so far for them. I think that their playstyle is really good. The circle sometimes shifts away from them. Like, especially the Alpha 7 win right next to the northeast side of... Well, there are 2 of them, actually, northeast of George Pole. But the one where Regnum Karya were in the open... Yep, you still have a full squad remaining for Alpha 7. They have a ton of smokes to make that transition to push themselves deeper in the circle itself. And despite the really good setup, because it was a good setup, they had 3 off angles, which normally that would win them the game, but the amount of smokes Alpha 7 had were just way too much for them to deal with. I would say stick to your game. Maybe play a little bit more aggressive on that rondo, which is what Silas told me earlier. And I think that would be enough. But I think changing the playstyle right now for Regnum Karya, that have proven that this playstyle is successful, would be a pretty big blunder.
Yeah, don't. Regnum Karya, let's not go crazy here. You're currently in contention. You're currently in 4th place. You do have a gap to make up for. But thanks to those players popping off, I'm talking about Loxy and Weil and Silas as well, being able to put up those LMs, those numbers for the squad, you could maybe make that push. And with something to note too, from PMSL EU full split, this squad had a gap to close, and it was around this mark, around 30 points if you're taking Smash Point into consideration as well. There is a chance. We've seen Regnum Karya being able to just fully send it on a final match, on a final day of Grand Finals. I'm talking about what happened last year in London for the PMGC Grand Finals on the last match in Miramar. So yeah, if there was any team that can actually also surprise us, Regnum is up there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Guys, we're about to get started here in just a few more minutes. Thank you for being patient with us. Rondo is that first match. I think I want to do a little bit of theory crafting here when it comes to Rondo, okay?
Yeah.
Right? We didn't see the crazy Neox Factory hot drop. We saw it in Danqing, though, right? We saw 3 squads go there. You think we're going to see that here today, or you think we're going to see something completely different?
I think we're going to have the typical hot drops happening just for the normal compounds outside of Neox Factory itself. But from talking to Silas, my boy, my homie, we're chill like that. We were talking, and he said that they don't want to get aggressive in the early game, not in the hot drops, which I think is definitely the right approach, because hot drops get a bit messy, and you might just give easy eliminations to your opponents. He said, starting circle 3, 4, that's when we're going to start to go full aggro mode.
Yep. Well, you know what? It's time to get this show started. Let's go ahead and take it on over to the stage to get the final day going.
Fans around the world, welcome to day 3 of the PMGC Grand Finals. We are stepping into the final chapter of this incredible journey, and today, history is about to be made. The tension is higher than ever, and every team on this stage knows that by the end of today, one of them will walk away as the 2025 PMGC champions.
สวัสดีแฟนๆ PUBG Mobile จากทั่วโลกด้วยนะคะและยินดีต้อนรับสู่วันสุดท้ายของ PMGC Grand Final ค่ะวันนี้คือบทสรุปของเส้นทางแห่งศักดิ์ศรีนะคะที่ความกดดันเนี่ยจะพุ่งถึงขีดสุดและทุกทีมบนเวทีนี้รู้ดีว่าเมื่อการแข่งในวันนี้จบลงค่ะจะมีเพียงหนึ่งเดียวเท่านั้นที่จะได้จารึกชื่อเป็นแชมป์ PMGC 2025 ค่ะ
Now, before we dive into any of the action, we have something truly exciting for all of you watching here in the arena and around the world. Today marks the debut of the 2025 PUBG Mobile Ultimate Runway, the game's first ever global X-Suits runway show, happening live at the PMGC Grand Finals. 16 of the game's popular suits will be brought to life by 16 renowned Thai models and cosplayers.
แต่ก่อนที่เราจะเข้าไปสู่การแข่งขันสุดมันนะคะวันนี้เรามีสิ่งที่น่าตื่นเต้นเป็นพิเศษสำหรับทุกคนค่ะนั่นก็คือการเปิดตัวอย่างเป็นทางการของ PUBG Mobile Ultimate Runway แฟชั่นโชว์ X-Suit ระดับโลกครั้งแรกของเกมค่ะกับชุดยอดนิยมของเกมทั้ง 16 ชุดที่จะถูกถ่ายทอดให้มีชีวิตขึ้นมานะคะโดยนางแบบและคลอสเพลเยอร์ชั้นนำของไทยทั้ง 16 คนค่ะ
But they are not alone. No. They will be taking the stage side by side with the 16 finalist teams competing for the championship title. It's a spectacular fusion where virtual world meets reality, blending style, storytelling, and esports in a way that has never been done before.
และพวกเขาจะไม่ได้เดินเพียงลำพังค่ะเพราะว่าจะขึ้นเวทีเคียงข้างไปกับทั้ง 16 ทีมผู้เข้ารอบแกรนด์ไฟนอลนี่คือการรวมพลังของโลกในเกมและโลกแห่งความจริงค่ะระหว่างสไตล์เรื่องราวและ e-sport ในรูปแบบที่แฟน PUBG Mobile ทั่วโลกไม่เคยเห็นมาก่อนค่ะ
This right here is a moment that fans will not want to miss.
และนี่คือช่วงเวลาที่ทุกคนไม่ควรพลาดค่ะ
And so, ladies and gentlemen, for one last time, let's meet our 2025 PMGC Grand Finals teams. First up, led by Avalanche to the stage. Please welcome our finalists from Thailand. Last seed from the group red, it is E Arena.
Bringing aura to the stage with Anukra, the 2025 PMGC tournament favorites from Mongolia and the Group Green champions, Alpha Gaming.
Following the glory of the Golden Pharaoh from Central Asia, put your hands together for the 4th seed Gauntlet team, Mad Bulls! Rising from the depths with Poseidon. Give it up for the 2 seed from the Gauntlet team. They are from China. It's Thunder Talk Gaming.
Marching in with Dravion, your PMGC defending champions from South Korea, D plus Kia.
Unleashing the true power with the Blood Raven. Please welcome the champions of Group Red from South Korea, DRX.
Morning Chaos with Arkan Jester. Here comes the last seed of Group Green, representing Central Asia. Go team!
Igniting the stage with Ignis from Turkey. Make some noise for Ulf Esports!
Standing tall as the Stigia lead, the pride of Turkey and their 2024 PMGC runner-up, Regnum Kaya Esports.
Blooming mysteriously with pure. From Turkey, please welcome the challengers and third place in the gauntlet, Kara Esports.
The glowing forest aurora, fallen natural glow, spark into her eyes of radiance. Got the glowing forest aurora. Crawling demons from the swamp, crave the darkness for eternity.
Charging forward with Sylvanus, the rising contender from Vietnam, and above are in the last chance, Team Fletch.
She's here to end the endless night. Let the unrelenting spirit stand, igniting the sunlight, valor in the dawn. Forge an armor with emeralds, ember halo clear in the chaos. Power up the invincible.
Forged in stone with Marmaris from Saudi Arabia. Put your hands together for the #1 seed from the gauntlet, R8 Esports.
Marching in with Galadria, the pride of Vietnam and the poised leader of Grand Finals Day 1, De Sevilla.
Emerging from the shadows with Cryonics Wraith, please welcome the last seed from the Last Chance and the last hope for Indonesia, Alter Ego Ares!
And finally, awakening with Hermit Chrysalis, closing out our finalists with our host country in white from Thailand, Vampire Esports!
Let's give a big thank you to the cosplayers and the teams for that incredible showcase. They brought the world of PUBG Mobile to life in the most spectacular way.
ขอเสียงปรบมือให้กับคอสเพลเยอร์และนักแข่งทุกทีมบนเวทีนี้ด้วยค่ะต้องบอกว่าโชว์เมื่อครู่นะคะก็คือการปลุกโลกของ PUBG Mobile ค่ะให้ลุกขึ้นมามีชีวิตจริงเป็นโมเมนต์ที่สะท้อนพลังของ e-sport ได้อย่างสมบูรณ์แบบเลยทีเดียวค่ะ
Before we get into the official matches, as most of you know, the first time ever, this year's PMGC introduces the Egg Smashing, a brand new feature reserved exclusively for our champions. This adds a unique twist to the celebration, offering special rewards from Infinix and a memorable moment for the winning team.
และก่อนที่จะเข้าสู่ถึงการแข่งขันอย่างเป็นทางการนะคะต้องบอกว่าปีนี้ค่ะ PMGC ได้เปิดตัว Egg Smashing นะคะเป็นครั้งแรกฟีเจอร์พิเศษที่สงวนไว้สำหรับทีมแชมป์เท่านั้นค่ะเป็นการเพิ่มมิติใหม่ให้กับการเฉลิมฉลองพร้อมรางวัลพิเศษจาก Infinix นะคะและช่วงเวลาประวัติศาสตร์สำหรับผู้ชนะค่ะ so let's watch the video together
In the grand finals of the 2025 PMGC, 16 teams have fought their way to the ultimate honor. Each of them now stands as one of the world's best, and each is represented with the golden egg marked with their team logo. Inside every egg lies a special reward card provided by Infinix. A GT pad, a GT phone, or GT earphones, an exclusive gift waiting to be claimed. Before the grand finals begins, every team chooses 3 opponents whose eggs they would most like to smash. And now with the world watching, only one team has risen above the rest. One champion, one chance to get the ultimate bonus reward. If the champion wins by the smash roll, they may smash 3 eggs and take all the Infinix rewards hidden within. But if the victory comes by points, they may choose only one. One egg, one moment, one prize. This is the 2025 PMGC Egg Smashing Ceremony. This is the one you're looking for. Let the champion step forward and let the smashing begin.
And now, with all 16 finalists on the stage, the last and most crucial matches of the entire championship are just moments away. With the smash rule in play, every fight, every rotation, and every chicken dinner today could decide who will be crowned our next PMGC champion.
และในตอนนี้ค่ะเมื่อทั้ง 16 ทีมยืนอยู่บนเวทีเรียบร้อยแล้วนะคะการแข่งขันที่สำคัญที่สุดของปีกำลังจะเริ่มต้นขึ้นค่ะภายใต้กฎ Smash Rule ทุกการต่อสู้ทุกการเคลื่อนไหวและทุกๆ Chicken Dinner ในวันนี้นะคะอาจเป็นตัวตัดสินว่าใครจะได้ครองบัลลังก์แชมป์ PMGC ค่ะ
And so, ladies and gentlemen, the wait, it's finally over. It is time to begin our final day of the 2025 PUBG Mobile Global Championship Grand Finals. So Bangkok, are you ready? It's time for Championship Sunday to begin.
ไปชมกันเลยค่ะ
Let the smashing begin! Here we go! What a start to the show, guys! Of course, we gotta get this started by giving a big thank you to none other than the Infinix GT30 series, the official gaming phone of 2025 PMGC. Engineered for precision, performance, and victory. Go and get yours today so you can outplay the rest. Also, guys, you wanna make sure that you log into the permanent Polar Party skin, get in the game, and get that Mini 14 skin as soon as you possibly can. You have today to do it, so get that as well. And you got a couple more days left to get the Rev It Up emote. I know you got them all.
Oh,
Max.
I got it. I got all the stuff PMGC related. I even got all the old skins I was missing. So I'm decked out, full esports mode.
Let's go.
Sorry, I was trying to get the rewards. But then he asked me to log into my account and I forgot my password.
Stop that.
It happens. It happens, guys. Well, you know what? We got to talk about these teams that we got going here. into the final day. Now, two squads that we're going to be taking a good look at is going to be Xavier and Alpha 7, Max.
Oh, like this head-to-head is like the best day one for Xavier, where they were gifted by the circle, and comparing the second day here for Alpha 7 on the right side, which was an insane day for these guys. Back-to-back chicken dinners on Orangle up northeast of Georgeport area. You couldn't ask for a better setup for them. But the comparison is, despite being gifted circle in some scenarios right here, 7, Alpha 7 capitalize, are aggressive, zoning teams away, get involved in the conversation with these other squads, and here to get 34 eliminations on that day. What a banger performance from the Brazilian team.
Yeah, the big question mark for DX is what would happen if you weren't able to get the zones, because the elims on that day were just 21. And I mean, we got an answer, especially yesterday for DX. And for Alpha 7, it would be, can they actually do what DX, but do it better? And boy, did they with more eliminations. And now we're having a head-to-head. Earlier, we were talking about that Porsche. Who's going to be the MVP? These two players are just performing lights out. You got Rosemary from Alter Ego, and you got Revo from Alpha 7, Max.
I mean, you're looking at that survival time of Rosemary.
It's crazy.
You pump up those numbers, he's over the 2 average elimination threshold, which is a very big statement to make in a lobby like the PMGC Grand Finals, right? But then, of course, you've got Revo, which is just a trial and tested player throughout every single era of PUBG Mobile eSport, and he's still on top to this day. He's always been shy, so close to being an MVP. This might be the time for him to make it happen.
An absolute legend in the making for sure. Already a legend, to be honest. As we take a look here at Alpha Gaming 7, their day 1 performance versus day 2.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be looking at the placements. I feel like that's definitely the biggest one. We know that this team can definitely frag out. You can see it right there on your screen. Day 1, 37 eliminations. Day 2, they were able to get 35. But the placement points, Max, I kept talking about it yesterday. Yep. I felt like I sounded like a broken record. They were only able to achieve just 3 placement points. If this team wants to challenge to become the champion, if they want to improve and pass Alpha 7, those placement points need to be there. And they need to be playing and keep playing like how they've been playing, compact and working supportive, with Doc being supportive as well.
Actually, it makes sense. They have Zyol, past IHG player. We know what they did, a few years ago back in PMGC. They hated the placement points, only focused on eliminations. He's going to do it once more, but I would agree with 7. Placement points is not too bad to have. You definitely want to get as many as you possibly can.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of placement points, Max, Xavier, right? They got a whole bunch of them in day 1. Coming into day 2, they didn't get those circles. Do you think they're going to make some big adjustments coming into the final day?
I mean, hopefully. I hope they were looking back at their day 2 performance. Like, we're not gifted circle and we're not making anything happen. It's time to prove us wrong that even when a circle is not going your way, you can get some eliminations. You can get in these fights. Get involved. Try something, Xavier. It's not impossible. You can make happen today here for Vietnam on day 3.
Eliminations, Xavier. That's all I want to see out of you. Eliminations. We know that you can definitely get in the center of that circle, but we actually went back and looked at the overall leaderboard. That is the squad with the least amount of elims out of almost all the teams except for 14th place, 15th place, and 16th place.
Which makes
sense. So just to put that into perspective, like we need to see you be able to frag out.
Gotta get it done. Gotta get those points the hard way for sure. And we know Alpha Gaming is one that could definitely make it happen, 7. I know that is one of the teams that you predict to end up winning this thing here today.
Yeah, I definitely did. And I mean, that's what we were talking about in regards to them earlier just now. This team just needs to make sure they find a way to get those rotations down, early too, because they do end up landing military. Now we're on the final day too. What happened in Last Chance last week? Guess what? JNG ended up just camping inner circle. Those two squads are currently not here. And right now, we're just looking for first place. And I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, it's time to get this thing started. Let's go ahead and take it on over to our casters, Blank and John Allen, for game number 1.
It all comes down to this. Today is where you need to make your mark if you want to take Alpha 7 off that top spot and deny them something they've been on the hunt for so long. Time's now. Let's get things going.
Today, not tomorrow. Today. Obviously, for Alpha 7, this is a crazy turn-up for them, but we've seen them in this position before. Quite a few times, in fact, over multiple years. Second place, coming into first place on that. This is the moment they've been waiting for. I'm looking over.
Okay.
It seems a little serious. I want to say a little serious. There is some smiles, and Revo smiling, which worries me. But it's Guizhou and Obscure. They're in now. And I think that these guys can do enough on their own kind of drive forward the rest of the team. And it was nice to hear from Barney yesterday. I mean, we didn't really talk about it all that much, but they were saying that we're going to be together forever, which sounds like a Disney story to me, personally. But with the amount of times Alpha 7 has just kicked that player that doesn't make sense, even though they did so well in their tournaments off the team, that's a promising statement to me.
Hopefully they'll be able to keep that promise to this roster. This is so many daps. I'm not entirely sure what the ritual is, but let's hope it works.
4, 5.
They started before we cut away from them.
So maybe it's 7-7. You drop a little 7 on there.
Maybe.
Good to go.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
It looks pretty cool. Looks pretty good fun.
It was a bit much for me. You know, they're doing too much.
They're keeping their hands warm.
They're doing a bit much.
Keeping them nice and limber, because you do need those skills when it comes to potentially getting hot drops, and especially
Aaron
here on
Catch.
Rondo. He's mad dogging it right now.
Real evils.
Who do you think?
You think you're practicing
You
right
took,
now?
you
You're
took the
practicing
last
right now?
water from the fridge.
You don't practice?
Yeah.
Right before the finals? This should have been done yesterday. I saw the guys yesterday, actually, in the hotel. And I said, good luck. To which Aaron looked like I was going to kidnap him.
I hope you weren't.
No, this is not the intent. The intention was say good luck. Luckily, Scarface came out of nowhere and saved me from it all because he actually speaks some English. And he was like, thank you so much. And Aaron was like, oh, he's just being nice. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I can see how it could be somewhat intimidating. I don't know, actually. I feel like I don't look intimidating.
You're a tall guy.
That's about it. You know?
Yeah.
I've got a very happy face, I would say. I smiled as well. Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah. That's because we saw just there, Aaron.
He was like, he just wanted me to give him the old taken good look.
If you're not staring him down,
good luck. Yeah.
If you're not staring him down,
or alternatively, probably could have said it to him in Turkish.
Yeah, that would probably be an easy way to communicate. If only I spoke Turkish, or if you spoke Turkish.
Yeah, I
Do
should
you
have.
speak Turkish?
No, but I could have pre-prepared. Maybe.
Wow.
I knew they were on the same floor as us.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. Giving the game away.
I know. What's the game?
Oh no.
What's the game?
Oh dear.
Ulf had a lot of burgies outside their door.
You're really dishing the dirt out now.
I am, yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, you gotta eat. But that was a big order. Keep those boys fed. That's all I'm saying.
Well, hopefully they're going to feed themselves some chicken dinners today. They want to jump up towards the podium, towards those top spots. Keep themselves nice and full. Because we may only have 2 matches. Not too many opportunities. Although if there are 2 matches, they won't be getting any.
Yeah, this is your last chance to really show what you're made of here on the main stage. Rondo, to start things off, very, very curious because Smash ruling, especially in the PMGC format, John, it is quite important that we do talk about Rondo right now, where it's way, way more possible than in the past on Sandhawks to pick up those initial 10 points on your first game, enabling Smash ruling to take effect on game 2. In this case, we started calling it match point. You know, we're switching things up. That's okay with me. I'm all right to change the lingo. That's what I'm here for.
We're on top of it, don't worry. We will be hopefully seeing some teams surpass that. It may only be Alpha 7 though, right? With that buffer that they built up yesterday, they are definitely streets ahead. Do have a major opportunity here. So on Rondo, as we've said, possibilities do expand themselves. A lot of chance to get a lot of points very early in these games.
We are just waiting for the games to start up. And it looks like we are having, I believe that's D+ over there. Yeah, D+. Their banner is being reattached.
Ah, yeah. Got to make sure that they can't see behind them. There's a big old screen with stuff on.
Keep them nice and cozy inside the booths.
Nice and warm.
Anyway, who do you think's going to win Rondo?
Magnum Kaya.
You think Magnum Kai is going to win Rondo? I think that's highly doubtful.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think they're a great Rondo team personally. I think they're a Erangel Miramar team.
They like go middle. They sit middle.
Yeah, but it's like you go middle, and the big benefit you get from going middle is you get to be 4 players. But on Rondo, not really the case, because you can easily be 4 players even if you did take multiple fights out on the edge. I think Regnum Kai needs a little bit of spice. They got to take after that Porsche and sprinkle a little cayenne into their gameplay.
I mean, Loxy's a pretty heavy candidate as well for that MVP title. I think that even though Regnum Kai themselves aren't doing super hot, Loxy's kind of up there.
But when we get into Rondo, you're going to have to ignore that Wild does have one of the highest scorings on that map, okay? You got to trust me that I don't think they're great at Rondo. Which in my mind is true. I think Wild was getting the majority of the damage done, but that was because of certain situations arising. But look at this, 40 seconds on our clock now. We are getting into match number 1 here in Bangkok, Thailand, 2025. Who's taking his first game? And is Alpha 7 able to put up those 10 points? Hello? Well, right then. I'm going to keep on going in the meantime. John is predisposed to something. Not entirely sure, but it is Rondo. First match of the day, we're getting into it. Stuck right into the main meal right here at PMGC. Playing down from Tin Long Garden up towards northwest Nanshan. Hongshan on the old plane path. DXavier out, and again, the guys on the desk talking about how DXavier could be the one to really get things back up to speed. E-Arena over on the east side dropping out, but not really the team that we are looking out for. DRX as well doing fantastically for South Korea. Alter Ego on this map with 10 elims over on Rosemary. Wild with 8. Loxy with 6. Hey guys, you gotta trust me. I don't think Regnum Kai is the Rondo team. The stats may say something else. We have to ignore the stats. Mad balls out over towards that top side. Alter Ego jumping out. Now I think for Alter Ego today, I'd love them to get into a top 5 and remain there by the time we finish. And that means being a little bit more, having a little bit more togetherness, right? A little bit more togetherness in the old Alter Ego meatball. Red Bull finding the first though over towards DXavier, and they do lose Paragin right off the bat. What a tremendously bad start for them. Xing shot over towards Zeus from Flash, getting themselves a nice little knock there. Match point 125. Got to reaffirm that point for you guys.
Vampire in the hot drop. Looking to try and keep the points on side. 1 point already. DXavier bumped. A little bit further away. Ooh, Team Flash though. In a tough spot up here. Win. Last player in location. Fairly split and already going for the recalls.
Thunder Talk. VJ. Onside. Yes, so much win going down to Sighting as Thunder Talk to put up some more points here on the game. Sighting looking for a little bit more. His Vampire's getting a little bit of points right now. It's DXavier losing even more right here. They have one player still going, but it's Levi's probably the fall here versus Meowla. A good shot, and there is some chance from the crowd. Extremely pleased how this one's going down. The arena, though, it's a bit on tie action there. No real words or moves. Camera looking over towards R8, and R8 taking a tumble there. Recall beacon coming through. Gets right back into business though, not really making too many mistakes, most of our teams. Alpha 7. On our screens right now. You get that PMGC code redemption there, PUBG United 2025. Get those rewards back at home. Last time you'll be seeing them today. And D+ here again. And I think we can be pretty confident that D+ is likely not going to grab themselves another chicken dinner here on Rondo. It's outside of them usual behavior, right? Which is the last game that we get into. And I have my boy Hot Jukes. My boy Hot Jukes on the cast right now.
Let's go, dude. Hey, stepping in the mix. I am so excited. Hey, we're in this, baby. Let's
get
it. Rondo action. Oh, man. You know what? This is so exciting to see. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we're not seeing that crazy, like, Neox Factory hot drop here.
So this is what I was saying by myself over here, obviously. You know, just talking to
good.
myself, talking to the guys at home. It's been quiet. It's been real quiet so far. And I think most teams are just looking to get those points pumped up a little bit more. Honestly, if you are any team inside this lobby, you're looking to stop Alpha 7 dead in their tracks, though. That's really important.
Yeah.
So you sort of coming to this agreement early on in the game is like, we kind of don't want to give away points early.
Yeah, I mean, if you're every other team, you got to have a serious eye when it comes to A7. If you even hear shots and you notice them in the feed, like, you need to be heading that direction, to be honest. Yeah, because, I mean, even if you're a team that, let's look at GOAT, 9th place, 69 points, all right? They're going to need some serious points here to step themselves up in the prize pool. They don't want this tournament to end any earlier. You know, trying to get first place is going to be tough. But if you could stop them, I think you got it. Let's see what E-Arena could do here as Joker with the run over.
Man.
Gets a nice little elimination here off the rip.
I think you crunched the car in. Sort of served him up on a plate on the underside of the vehicle. A little bit of the hot plate there, to be honest with you.
Sunny side up.
It's very much sunny side up. And the arena's still going. Lewis here with nade in hand, looks to pop it over towards Tony K, but we'll pop the pin back in for the time being, but there is shots from across the way too, so a little bit of a side angle. Not sure what Joker thought he was doing there. He did just play right into their hands.
Yes, he did. Let's see what Lewis can do here. He's got that nade locked and loaded. This should be a pretty easy one to hit. Yeah, Turney knows. I got to go ahead and push up, but it's a little bit too late. Lewis getting the flush, and that's E-Arena in big trouble with only one left.
Yeah, one player left alive there. We'll just get the res beacon on.
He's
it's fine. You know, we need more men in here, and more man's the one to do it.
Getting it locked and loaded here. And this is the squad everyone's got their eyes on. Alpha 7 playing it very careful all the way up in the north side. Thunder Talk is mighty close, though. Let's see if they happen to get into some action here in a second.
Yeah, I think for Alpha 7, you're trying to play it as safe as possible. Currently, they're right on that north side. And it is worrying them being around Thunder Talk. This team sort of is a little bit topsy-turvy in terms of their gameplay. So at any moment, they could just swing to the side like that shark, the Flint shark.
Yeah. You know, it's always like, those are always the biggest threats to these teams that really got nothing to lose here. The local squad showing out for their hometown. The crowd going crazy. 5 eliminations here off the rip. They got to be feeling pretty good.
Absolutely. They got to be feeling real good right now.
Oh, yeah.
Back in business.
Back in business.
Back in business. R8, the Saudi team. Honestly, I've been very impressed with R8 throughout the entirety of this tournament. Throughout the entirety PMGC, in fact. Very, very good stuff coming through from R8. I can only hope that they continue. I'm very excited to see what this team can put up in future years as well. I mean, there's still a chance to day 4. They're not exactly too far behind. But you're right. The circle shifting over towards the west side and shifting on top of D+ is a bit weird.
Yeah.
D+ get a win on their first game of the day. They're like, hey, there might not be a last game.
Yeah.
So we got to do it first.
We can't mess around here. You know, it's so crazy. I was talking a little bit on the desk. We got a chance to talk to them. And you could just see the frustration on their faces because I was like, you know, why is it? What makes the last game so different for you guys? And they all just looked at me just stone-faced. They were just like, we don't know. We don't get it. Like, why is it that we win the last match? I don't know, but I'll take it. And you know what? Hopefully we see them make an adjustment. That last game, though, yesterday, it put them in the show. That's for sure, right? They're at 62 points right now. If they win this rondo, we've seen them put up a 30-point game in the past. They just got the circle here. Who knows? Who knows what could happen?
Who knows?
Who knows?
We'll know in 10 minutes or so.
That's a fact. That's all fact.
But yeah, I think for D+, people were very, very surprised with that performance yesterday. 18 elims was pretty monumental for that squad. Reclam Kai here, spotting a team sidling on pass. I mean, Flash getting a little bit close for comfort. They are quite literally brawling in the vehicles. Flash just does not give a damn.
Yeah, out of there. Out of there. Man, it's so interesting. Honestly, I'm sensing nerves. I'm sensing some tension in the air here on the final day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very obvious here in Rondo. I think even on that Miramar we had Impala, yeah, really not a lot happens on Impala usually anyway.
Yeah.
When you get a circle like that. But there was even less happening here at PMGC. Teams are like, hey, we're going to sit still. We're not going to make too many mistakes. Vampire, though, on the other hand, you're right. Nothing to lose here. This team has everything to gain. And they are being the one team, I think, that's starting the most fights in the lobby.
Yeah. And it happens to be against DRX, right? DRX are already down one player. They're in second place right now. They cannot afford to lose this. And Hyunbin gets a huge nade. They're onto the bowl. Let's see what Lazarus can do. Uh-oh. Not the best start to this one. DRX. Yeah, closing the vice grips. Oh, and getting those elimination points.
Yeah, that wasn't the best start. Was not the best start for Lazarus at all. Whatever.
Hey.
Whatever. It happens. It happens.
You know what? I appreciate it, though. I will admit, right? If you're a team at the bottom, go nuts.
Yeah.
Go start
Today's
pushing
the
everybody.
day.
You know, like, you can't possibly make a historic comeback if you don't go for it. And just sitting center circle ain't going to make it happen.
I mean, they're doing it again. They really do not care. They're just sending in teams that are feeling a little bit scared today, but Vampire is ready to bite down on anyone that comes across them on their path. Luckily, we move away from the water up towards that northwest side, a little bit easier to work with. We do have that high ground set around where Alpha 7 is currently playing as they wrap downwards. We also have Alter Ego making that same approach. It's a worrying one for Alter Ego being so close towards Alpha 7. This is a big spray down coming through from the Mad Bulls, and Alpha 7 might just be pinched here, Hot Jukes.
They're in big trouble. Let's see how they're going to be able to get out of this one here. One thing that's always so good is out for Alpha 7 is they're so good at that edge-style play. But I totally get it right here. They got a good beeline right towards the center. In this position, honestly, Alpha 7 would want to kind of have a little bit of a handshake agreement with Mad Bulls. Just say, hey, you know what? Y'all stay on this side. We'll stay on this one. And just finish this out top two. But if you're Mad Bulls and you realize it's A7, you got to go for this fight.
Yeah, you do. I mean, they've already got that first knock, right? So they know. They've got a good, clear idea of who this is. For the Mad Bulls, you know, they are down in 10th place. But the thing for them is that for a 10th place team, it means all the more to stop Alpha 7 in their tracks. Because that gives you so much more opportunity throughout the day to climb those ranks. You're probably not getting first place, Jukes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you might be getting 5th, 4th, 6th. And that's a big jump up in cash.
That's a fact. I mean, even Mad Bulls, I mean, it's so crazy because you can put a 20-point game up here, and you're at 65.
Dude.
You put 20, you're in 5th place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, man,
Hello.
I guess I get why teams are playing this so passive because it's still all possible. But at the same time, like, you know that Alpha 7, DRX, Alpha, they're going to get a good game under their belt.
Yeah, they looked at D+ yesterday like, this is one game, is it? Just one game, that's all you need?
18 eliminations.
You tell me that's all you need?
That's it? That's it? Hey, well, you know what? Tony K ends up getting his whole squad back up for the most part. And now they are back in the action. 6 eliminations here off the rip. Uh-oh.
I mean, Doc does go down. He's on a bit of a Doc split.
It's a bit.
It's it is actually quite a wide split right now from APG.
That's full-fledged docketing right there.
Yeah, and I mean, in my head, every time I see this, I'm like trying to make sense of why it's happening. Is it bad? Is it good? Because I'm like, do they have like some secret strategy? Kind of no. Reefers does go down. Kraken's like, why is that nade not popped just yet? So runs out the side. But I think Zio's very nadeable here.
Ends up dodging it for now. Let's see what Zio can do in a 1v2 situation. He's got the S12K. Ah, great teamwork there from GOAT, shutting down APG.
You know what I will say, Jukes, though? We're coming way back to everything else that always happens. If Doc goes down, everyone does not need to die for Doc to live.
No! Save the Doc! Save the
We
Doc!
don't need to save the Doc. He's not the goddamn medic on the team. He's not. He might be called Doc, but he is not administering
Maybe
any
that's
help.
the problem.
Yeah,
Maybe he needs a name change. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. I think so.
Well, let's see what happens here, though,
Oh.
as we get moving on here. Team Flash, right here on the edge of circle. They are way far out of the zone, especially considering Ulf is going to be gatekeeping them. So they want to get this fight done as fast as possible.
I mean, Alpha 7 still staying up in this game. I mean, they are on 3 players, but they are living and they have a spot to play with, which is nice. I think most of the teams coming through on that northeast side, the ones that are going to struggle a little bit. D Plus have had their compound cut out. Thunder Talk taking shots over towards Bose, and I mean, Bose as well as the Flash are kind of visible on this lineup.
Yeah.
For Kara, it's been the most annoying for them.
Ooh.
They've dealt with Vampire, and they've dealt with Flash coming over here as well, and they're just struggling to leave.
They can't catch a break here. And this is the problem, is like, especially when you're in the final day, every point matters. If you're caught in a spot like that, they're going to do everything they can to soak up those eliminations and stay there even longer. And that is Regnum Karya out. So the 5th place team not able to get a single elimination here in Rondo.
Yeah. Well, I told you. I told you guys. Regnum Kaya is not a Rondo team.
That is a
Well,
fact.
okay, I did say that.
Fact.
I did say that.
Yep. True, proven to be true.
I'm
'Cause
redeemed.
That's it for Rondo.
I feel like I'm redeemed. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it for Rondo.
No more second chances here. You know.
Ghost doing kind of well, honestly, this match. 5 Elins, only 2 players. APG's out. Again, for APG, so annoying. So very annoying. I thought we kicked that bad habit ages ago for APG. If Doc goes down, we just do not need to send the whole squad.
Yeah, it's so tough. And it's so crazy, especially here at this later stage. So close yet so far. You got DRX there, now moving into the zone. In some trouble here, though. You got D Xavier, Bada Bada Jin, throwing some nades from downtown. Oh, looking really rough here. Hyunbin has to hit the shot and misses
Sorry?
it.
What was that?
I don't know, that smoke was...
You haven't seen a spray like that before?
Maybe he thought he ran into the smoke on the right, but his teammate runs right into a nade from Nade T. And Hyunbin, oh my goodness, these nades are devastating for DRX.
Did he swing around in his chair? Gyro got mixed up? What happened? What happened? DX Xavier is absolutely picking them to pieces. And DRX down.
Wow.
On a really good chance as well there. And it's DX Xavier to go a little bit further. I'm so incredibly surprised by what we saw from Hyunbin. Usually he's so on point. He had vision for so long. Yeah. I don't know what happened over there.
Just missed the shot. That's so unfortunate here. I mean, this is the pinnacle of PUBG Mobile esports. The nerves are at an all-time high.
Well, I felt like he missed the shot on purpose. Yeah, it's like he saved his life. You can call that missing the shot. He was like, I'm going to give you a pass.
There you go. Just, hey, survive. Survive. And honestly, for D Xavier, that's best case scenario.
It's huge.
Right?
It's
I mean, they
huge.
take out DRX. They get 4 eliminations. They heard the desk complaining, say, hey, it's about time you put some points on the board with eliminations, not placements. So that's a great start for them. But how are they going to finish here as we're about to reach the next circle? Where's it going, Blake?
I'm going to call Southwest. We're going Southwest on this one.
Center.
We're going to keep you going center?
Center, dead center.
Okay,
Make it toxic. Wide open field. North!
Oh, northeast.
Oh.
Okay. It does keep D plus in.
It's
I mean,
huge.
D plus very happy about this, and we are going to go from the technical back-to-back here.
Right, you are. D plus on the north side, trying to get the first win of the day rather than the last. And they got 4 points so far, 66 total. This could be the craziest. It will be the craziest comeback in esports history if D plus were to do something.
No, they're
crazy
just like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable losing.
Yeah, you know what? The death said it was impossible for them to come back. Maybe we just make it possible.
Yeah. I think that's the thing. They're playing a mental warfare with us right now. They're saying, hey, you know, we can only win on the last game on Miramar. No one's afraid of them. They're like, then they bring out the special, day 3.
The zone even goes their way. Everything's lining up perfectly for it. A7 got into the circle. No elimination so far. They're playing it very careful.
Oh, my God.
Amori with the stiff arm.
Crazy stuff going through from Amori there. I mean, the way he just stepped out as well, that's confidence.
Dude.
That's confidence.
He's one of those players. He's just one of those clutch factor players that's going to make that big play. Let's see if he can do it again, though. Sitting. Uh-oh. Oh, my gosh, he does! The heat-seeking missile from Amori keeps his team alive a little longer. Now Sitting is out with Parajin coming in for the third party.
Damn.
He wants that Porsche Cayenne.
He does want that Porsche Cayenne.
He wants it real bad.
Bad. Well, okay. I mean, Murray not willing to give up just yet. Alpha 7 looking to make the cross now. This is the most important thing happening in the circle right now. And this is a good ramp down towards the south side. But it's not far enough. They've got to go further than this. And Xavier wrapping around the wings there, down to 3 players. Weezao lines up the nade, knows he's on the tree. That's nasty.
Oh. Alpha 7, the teamwork coming in here clutch with the run over. Xavier having to drive away from this one. They are in the zone, though. Now going to have to switch focus and trying to gatekeep A7. But A7 should be able to make a wide wrap to the south. Xavier getting peppered, though, trying to find a spot in the inner circle here.
Yeah, I think they could easily make a wide wrap down towards that south side, over towards Amori. I think that's 100% possible. But also, it's Amori, so I don't know. We'll see if he goes for the 1v3. It's very hard.
If he gets this 1v3, oh my goodness.
It will be legendary. Will actually be legendary.
He needs to get that Porsche Cayenne, and what do you think the first song he plays?
Yeah.
It's got to be That's Amori, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Let's take a look at Alter Ego, though, here. Finally, all 4 players up in the end. Let's see.
You were saying a big chicken dinner pie in the sky? Is that what we're going for? That's Amori?
Yes!
Okay. I get it now. I get it. I get it.
It seems on brand.
Yeah. I think it is. I think we made it on brand.
That's right.
Great nades from D+, though. Ulrigo pretty tightly knit at the moment. That's a lovely circle again for D+, but they got to win this fight. And the fact that Ulrigo was able to get here is pretty nuts to me.
Finally, though. Finally, all 4 up. Can they hold on, though? D+, look at that. You got Chips way far in that back line there. Holding off the angles. When he's going to try to get that rotation to his team, I'm not sure if he has a vehicle there. Mad Bull's just trying to steal some eliminations on the edge. But this is the big battle right here from center position.
Oh, just taking nades back and forth. Rosemary not down yet. Alva's going to need to start looking to get that res soon. Drops into the tiny ditch. It's a nice airburst. It's an insane airburst. I'm surprised Alva doesn't go down to that as well.
That man is half an HP at this point.
He is.
Does get
Got that 0.5.
Yeah.
And we don't round up.
No, we do not. Krypton looking to round out his MVP performance here. This is such a tough spot to hit nades. He's got the airbursts have to be perfect, and Noble is really doing a great job. Alva down again, now knocked, and here comes the push from D+.
Yeah, they're not messing. I think it's kind of a crazy push, though, knowing that Mad Bull sort of have that sidelines over towards this. Amuri somehow runs himself over. He's doing a wink, nod over towards the Porsche at the moment, but it's Alter Ego to go down, and D+.
Uh-oh.
They'll lose a player, but they maintain control over the center. And they take a knock there. 8 elims, though. This is a pretty good start.
This is a really good start. The big thing, though, I'm looking at, though, is Alpha 7. They're still alive. Remember, guys, the smash rule. The smash rule comes into effect. If they win this game, that's 10 placement points. They are officially in that smash zone.
Yeah, I mean, Amuri eliminated himself. So they didn't even have to worry about wrapping down towards that south side. It's fine.
He didn't want Alpha 7 to get the point.
That's true.
That's what he sensed. Alpha 7 nearby. It was like, oh, we cannot let this happen. I'm out of here.
I can feel that spiritual presence high right now.
Oh, boy. The calm before the storm here. Stage 6, everyone's just waiting for this next zone. This is that planning phase. Right now, all the IGLs telling their teammates, hey, zone goes this way, we're going that way. Zone goes on us. Shoot at everything that moves.
I mean, for Manpulse getting themselves up towards that point on the side, or at least having an anchor there with Lemon is big. Guizhou goes down, and he is absolutely unresable. But it's second place for Elims. That's the 10 points. That's them on match point, right?
Yep.
Do you know what? For them, they don't even care about this chicken dinner right now. They just care about hitting 10 points.
That's the goal. That's the goal. If they can do it here in match 1, they have 5 more matches where all they got to do is the same thing. Even if it's a 0 elimination chicken dinner, they're champs instantly.
Yeah. And hey, I mean, America is one of the few regions where we actually did see Smash happen.
Sure. So that's a big experience that they have above, amongst everybody else. They saw how the Wolves were able to get it done.
Like, they just play passive?
Survive?
Like cowards? Yeah, we can do that. I'll do that for some free, a bit of the free
dude,
meal.
I'll wipe my cowardly tears with $100 bills. You know what
so
I'm saying?
Right, so right.
Absolutely right, all day long. Revel, he's looking for that MVP. I remember the last time I talked to him at the World Cup when they won. And I was like, what's the first thing you're going to buy? And he said, a brand new car. So he might just...
I don't need it.
You might get a free one here.
Yeah. No matter, brother. Every time I've talked to Revo, super nice guy.
The best.
Super nice guy. It does remind me that the other players I'm trying to talk to don't speak English, but he'll talk to me in English as much as he can. And I'm like, thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Spread the good word. Let's see what happens, though, here with T+. 9 eliminations. The big threat again is A7. They're outside of the circle. They're on the south side here. We'll have to see what kind of U2. Let's see what they can do against the Mad Bulls, though. Mad Bulls definitely have the advantage here when it comes to high ground. But this is out of sight of the circle. Oh, there you go. D+ are out just like that. Mad Bulls versus Ulf.
Ulf with a lot more to lose here. I think Ulf so far, they won yesterday's rondo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're looking to make that number 2 today. And Ulf, the util looks pretty nice. I think both teams kind of are starved out a little bit. They've got enough grenades to work with. I think with that circle moving over towards the east side, though, it's feeling like the Wolves going to be eating good again at the start of the day.
It's possible. It's possible. The thing is that they have the positioning, they got the cover. The problem is they're so separated. If one gets knocked, there's just no res coming out, especially for Solus there on that off angle. So Solus just needs to play this very quietly, wait for the zone to push Mad Bulls, and just not get knocked. That's the big key for Solus here. He's got good coverage here with his diff.
Really does. Pusher's making a hell of a move out to the side. Catch catches it. He's not letting that happen. Not one bit. For Mad Bulls, that drops us down to a 3 versus 3, which is infinitely easier to handle. That is a long lob on the net. Oh my goodness me. What a barker. What a barker.
You can see his player cam. He smiled after that one, hitting a nice little headshot. Oh, almost runs right into the nade, though. Catch on the drive up, hits the headshot, and now it's just Tulika all by himself.
Tulika on the sidelines. Catch this. As Catch will find himself an unreal finish. Some insane bravado towards the end there. Coming through from Ulf. They didn't want to play that one out slow. They just wanted to go. And they find an incredible win over at the start of the day. That's going to push them up by quite a bit, guys, as well. I think we got to take into consideration a little bit of that. For Alpha 7, I don't think they got enough points there to make sure that they got over towards match point, but who knows? I was kind of focusing on a lot of other things happening in that lobby with D+, get a few points on board. They're pushing things up. Mad Bulls not able to make that push. I feel like Mad Bulls had some decent rotations during the majority of that. Unfortunately, it does just all go to pot in the end with kind of an aggressive push from, I mean, no less than Pusher on their squad. But yeah, I think that did look infinitely better for Mad Bulls than recently. Let's take a look at what the desk has to say about that last match.
And what a match that was. Look at this last fight here with Ulf and Mad Bulls. I saw you pop it off here, Max.
Oh, yeah, Mad Bulls. What a game. Hey, by the way, welcome back to the desktop.
Oh, yeah,
Just back with the boys over here. No, what a game from Mad Bulls. And there was one pivotal play here that I know that Me7 were talking about that allowed them to get in a game-winning position for Mad Bulls. It was to make sure they coexist with D plus Kia. But all of that, anyways, does not work out because Ulf are the true kings of Rondo here, going into PMGC Grand Finals, back-to-back win. Yesterday was just one player, Scarface, making it happen, and here it's a full squad effort to secure that chicken dinner.
And talk about teams maybe targeting Alpha 7 there at the end. Boy, in that top 4, it looked more like a 3 versus 1. Everybody was just keeping their eyes on Rebel and what they were going to be able to do for Alpha 7. A completely different pace of game style here as we're looking at the stats from Ulf. Congratulations, Ulf. That's back-to-back now with even more eliminations this round, actually being able to double the amount of eliminations that they got in the last one. But going back to what I wanted to say with Alpha 7, we didn't get a hot drop between them and Team Flash in Hey My Town. Team Flash actually decided to back off, which gave Alpha 7 even more time to play it slow. And we saw them playing slow, trying to find their way into the circle, Max.
I actually think it's a really good game plan for Flash to not hot drop it because, yeah, you lose 3, maybe full squad if you go for a full commit hot drop.
Yep.
You're giving half the points pretty much that Alpha 7 need to get in the Smash Zone. So very happy for them to give that one up. Though, some other hot drops were happening all over the place. We had here, for example, Kara versus R8. And again, Omori.
Oh.
The clutches later on in the mid-game were just mental with the nades, especially cooked right around the corner. Beautiful execution. I'm telling you, Omori, again, still top player currently for the MENA region.
Max, you were absolutely right. Because
wait, say that again?
Max, you were almost wrong. Amori just kept playing and popping off for the squad, making sure that he ended up clutching up. One thing that I do want to mention, a completely different player, one of my favorite players this PMGC, none other than QXZZC from DRX. The way that player was able to just clutch up for the squad, go by himself, and make sure he had to drive between a lot of squads just to go for the recall.
It was like 4 or 5 teams, and he was able to barely make it out, go outside of the circle, out in the blue, go for the recall, gets the 14 back up and tried to push back in. And then Xavier, the one time, they're like, how about we start playing aggressive? They go after DRX, the nades in that dip, which is so easy to pull off. Not saying that it was not a bad play from Xavier. They was definitely well executed and aggressive at the right time to try and clear some space on the edge. But DRX, if you're on a bad dip like that, maybe it's just best to leave the dip, go on the offensive against Xavier so you don't just get naded into oblivion.
Yeah, let's take a look here at the match ranking. Oh, 24 points, Mad Bulls with 14, D+. Hey, starting off the day here with a nice 14 bomb 7.
One thing that I'm seeing here, those teams at the top, they're not in this first page of the match ranking. So that means that edge out Alpha 7 in regards to chicken dinners, Max.
Oh, that could be so impactful. Though Regnum Karia slipping down 5th position, taking the position of their old Turkish teammates here of Ulf. Quite unfortunate for them. And as I said earlier, right, Salas told me they wanted to play a bit more aggressive. Well, it didn't work out. Unfortunately for them, they tried to go for Hail Mary send in the center of the circle. In an open position like that, you need setup to maybe create some dips with grenades, C4, maybe put down some cover flares. In this case, it didn't work out, and the team got squad wiped in the matter of like 10 to 15 seconds. It was instant.
Yeah, I mean, the crazy part, too, looking at those leaderboards, 7, is you look at D+. They move themselves up more. If they win this next Erangel with a crazy amount of eliminations, they could be in the show here.
It's going to be a tough one, if I'm being completely honest. I'm going to have to be a realist here for D+. Yeah, they will not only have to win this match, they would have to make sure they win back-to-back in Erangel to even have a chance. And I hope that Alpha 7 doesn't end up getting those 5 points that they need a match point and stop them from getting the win. So yeah, a lot of stuff is going to be out there for this squads. But I see what you're saying. You're there with me in regards to you want to see possibly a back-to-back champion like what we saw in the past with Nova Esports. But for that squad, I mean, D+ playing like they got nothing to lose. Let's see if they can actually perform in this next match and get the win.
I mean, I like the way D+ played it. They had a 2-2 split, then a 3-1 split, keeping chips in the city while the 3 players were holding onto the high ground position with Alter Ego, and then they go for the full-on clash. Actually, I think you mentioned it right, 7. It was to make sure you can clear the ridge so they don't get fully pushed over by Alter Ego. But then when they have the fight with Alter Ego, eliminate that team, and Mad Bulls push up. They both understand we work together, solidify the position, eliminate Revo that's playing hide and seek on the edge of the map, and then we can easily both make it into a podium position on that Rondo game.
And that was one of those things for Alter Ego. You kind of feel bad, right? Because it's such a good position that more people are going to want it as well, that you're going to have them crashing onto you. D+, as you just mentioned, Max, wanted to be there close to them. Another squad that just kept peppering them, Mad Bulls from far away, and they just couldn't really focus on one fight because that terrain too. I don't really remember what kind of utility that team was working with, but for Alter Ego, I mean, it's going to be tough here for some of these squads, boys, especially if we don't get a good performance out of them in the next match, and especially if Alpha 7 continues to just get closer and closer to that smash point.
Yeah. Just to finish on the teams like Alter Ego, the Mad Bulls, the D+ Kia, so many cover flares, right, on that hilltop.
Yes.
Really good usage. Blocking off-angle positions, maybe from like Ulf, even the side of, I think, Alpha 7 earlier on in this game. So the cover flares, I love seeing how they're being used in an even more efficient manner every single match. But anyways, we don't have any more cover flares for the rest of the day because we have no more rondos. So that's done.
That's it. Just like that. And it was so crazy, you know, hearing Blank talk about Regnum Karya not being a rondo team. It's officially true, right? With this one, 0 points, no more rondos left. Regnum Karya are going to have to make it happen in Erangel, Max.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they are looking like a good team. They drop center. They drop Rozok when it comes to Erangel, which is, rotationally speaking, just like Dig Xavier, very good because you're dead center of the map. And if there's any map they're going to do well for me,
Very much, Duke. So now I'll see you in approximately 5 seconds, indeed, as we head over towards Erangel now, our second match of the day. No smash ruling in effect just yet. Just yet. Not yet.
Not yet, indeed, but it could happen right here, right now. 5 points, honestly, shouldn't be a real sweat for Alpha 7 to get here, but they are playing a little bit differently, right? We heard 7, he was talking about how Alpha 7 kind of went full passive mode, which we get.
Hey,
right?
Yeah. It's not them though, is it? It's not them.
Nah. And that's the thing, is that when you adapt your playstyle here at such a big stage, man, you can get in your head so easily, sections, and that little hesitation at this high level, I mean, that could make or break you.
For Alpha 7, I mean, they're a team that loves to just play their own game, right? They want to take that position in the circle. They're going to go for it. I don't think they really suit that passive play style. I think once you hit that, I think you just got to play, get out of your head right now.
Yeah.
Once you're on that match point, sure, you got time. You do absolutely have a little bit of time to work with. We're going down from the southwest over towards the northeast. Yaz is in play. We're going to straight back down towards the southwest on this one. So it's going to be a little bit of a late drop for teams over on that northeast side and a late rotate down. But for squads getting out early like Fam, how early, isn't it? Okay, so they're going to get looted and start getting shooting over towards some of our other squads. That's rough. It's rough at best.
See Alpha 7, you know, not going to their North George drop. It was a little bit too far from the plane path, so they go on that east side. You could see them looking to possibly even wrap into Yasnaya here, try to get some loot, and then head on into this next circle. DRX, dead center in the zone. D Xavier as well. One thing that's so crazy to me, though, oh, wait. Prison?
I don't get this.
Prison?
Yeah, I'm also confused. And it had to be Rosemary, right? It had to be Rosemary.
Always. Oh. Rosemary always getting caught in crazy situations. Man, Alter Ego is that one team that I look at, and it's so hard for me to get a good grasp on them because they have these crazy pop-off performances from single players, great opportunities, but then you just see these weird tiny mistakes that just make them fall apart.
It's funny because, you know, we've been talking about this on the bit where for Alter Ego, they're a team that is fantastic, so much potential, but like you say, they're clumsy.
And, you know, Amori has proven himself, right? That, hey, you know what? When the lights are on, the crowd is roaring, I can hit the crazy shots.
He was born in the clutch, man. 100%. That's where he thrives. That's where he lives now, too.
That's right. Let's see what Doc could do, though. Alpha Gaming on the move when it comes to Ulf. This is starting to get a little bit scary here, right?
Seven was talking about this on the desk, actually.
Yeah.
With Inner Circle and Gen G. I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about with Gen G and APG. In a circle. With Gen G and APG. In a circle. And then he kind of like lost his point a little bit. And then, you know, again, he's like, wait, that's what APG and that's what I'm talking about. But he was right. He was right.
Yeah.
In his own delirious way.
Hey, take that all day long. Also take that Polar Party Mini 14. You guys saw it there. Get in the game and get it as soon as you can. As we're looking at Ulf, feeling good, man, after that game one. 106 points in total. They are definitely positioned to be a huge threat to Alpha 7 now that they're only down to 2 players. Huge threat to Alpha 7 now that they're only down to 2 players. But what are those last 2 players are going to do? Because you see Carrillo, he's already on the western side of Gatka, or actually North Quarry. Putting himself in a good spot. I think it's hide and seek for Alpha 7 this game.
I think it's hide and seek as well. 5 points, it's not a crazy amount to put up as 2 players on a angle. 5 points, it's not a crazy amount to put up as 2 players on a angle. It feels a little bit improbable, but it's not out of the world of possibilities for that squad. And I think between Carrillo as well as Obscure, they got this. It's just you can't really be going down to Flash like that. That's a rough one over in gas station.
Oh man, they didn't see that coming. That's for sure.
They were so undiluted as well by the time they got there. I think that was the most stressful part for them. Because they had made that straight shot from Northeast Isnaya. I thought that they would. I thought they'd wrap over towards North George, honestly.
I mean, it made
but they
sense.
didn't go for it.
And
I think they're playing scared.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It really does. It looks like they're in their heads big time here. I mean, you got Revel with a pistol going up against an Uzi and a Mini. You know,
But the Mini was the main problem.
The Mini was the big threat. That's for sure.
My Uzi may be small, but my Mini is smaller and deadlier.
That's right. Mighty. That's how you do it. Mad Bull's taking this spot. This is one of my favorite locations when it comes to these zones in Erangel. If you take these buildings, you have such a huge lay of the land when it comes to the south side. It's very difficult to push on. So I like the fact that Mad Bulls are taking this spot early.
Yeah, it's a great spot. Honestly, I've seen multiple times on the kind of circles where they go north on this one, which I'm hoping it is now because that will prove my point in a second. Please, please, please. No, never mind. We won't talk about Everest anymore, I guess.
Yep. No, it's not as good.
Well, yeah, we're heading back down towards the swamps, though, which is kind of annoying for Alpha 7 because I think Brazilian teams typically actually play quarry swamps really well, multiple times. And I think that it is frustrating for Alpha 7 now not having all 4 players because this could have been a really, really strong approach for them.
Take a look here as the rotations are starting to ring out here. You got Alpha 7 just hanging out inside a quarry. Definitely a lot of nooks and crannies they can hide in there. Hopefully try to steal some of the eliminations. They only need 5 to put themselves into that smash zone. But everybody right now, the calm before the storm, just trying to find a spot in this next location. E-Arena, all the way still in North George blue. They're rotating in super late here.
Yeah, also annoying for Alpha 7 seeing E-Arena just totally squandering North George. It's like, God damn it, guys. Like, it's like we could have played that. We could have been here so much sooner, past Hospital. Bit of a different approach here from Alter Ego as well. Regnum Kaya trying to play as central as possible. Feel like they do determine the center to a T mathematically, but it's Tulika going insane.
But a rough start.
That might be GG actually.
It could
GG no read.
You're right. What can I say? What are you saying with this? I mean, this is.
You look so surprised and like, damn,
like,
yeah.
damn, that's true. True.
That's a true one.
Oh my goodness. And Regnum Karya crumbling here at the start. That is tough.
They still got time.
Yeah, they still got time. They still got points. But the problem is.
That does kill the man.
Yeah, you know what? We were talking about this, you know, Max and I, during all the earlier stages. I call it the last game curse of a tournament like this, okay? The last match of the day is never as you expected. There's squads that know they got no chance of making it, you know, into that first place position. They start pushing people like crazy.
Were you saying like a Lich casted a spell on Regnum Kaya today?
I'm telling you, it's like the last game of the day is so wild that you can't depend on it to try and get like a 20-point game or something like that, because it's just not the typical esports PUBG Mobile that we see.
Yeah.
So if I'm a coach or an IGL, I'm like, yo, we got to make something happen here. Now, oh, nice little vehicle switch there from Zeus. Getting knocked, though, and go back and forth. Shots ringing out. Ulf, hear this, though.
Yo, yes. Yes, you're right. You're right on Ulf. Right on Ulf coming straight in here from the sidelines. See if they can clean up off the back of this, but I don't think they got too much of a result off that, Jukes.
Yeah, it looks like Flash were able to just finish that out pretty quickly there. They did hear the noise, but they're going to have to push into this next zone here, as it looks like we're going to get a nice little Quarry Primorsk Road finish.
prefer this one. I prefer this one to North.
Yeah.
Very tough on that North side. Does create that little awkwardness with basically the high ground that drops down towards that low ground on the road. But for Kara as well as Thunder Talk, it's not as bad as it seems down on the beachhead. I actually think that's a pretty nice location to play. It is just that wrap out late game, which is going to be unfun.
Yeah, that zone goes north. They're going to have a hard time. That's for sure. Let's see what Thunder Talk does. They are holding the pier right now. Kara, again, just losing players early. Not the PMGC that we're hoping for. But, man, they're starting to see a lot of congestion into this circle. Teams finding their spots. This next zone is going to be critical. Let's see what Ulf does. Uh-oh. They may have spotted Zing isolated here. And Scarface pushes up in and out. Zing's going to be in big trouble.
I mean, don't look like it to me.
not.
It looks like Zing just does not care. Finally, there's some shots back towards him. Scarface getting taken down as well. So for the second place team, that feels rough. There's Thunder Talk immediately in. We are in gear sighting right now with the immediate crash over towards the rest of the team to administer that triage to the rest of the squad. Keep him up and kicking. It was Vampire to find those shots, and I think that was a lazy, sort of over-optimistic push there from Ulf, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it just looked like a hit. They could have pushed him and just been like, all right, 3v1, no problem. But they hear him and just said, oh, maybe we go this way. And then all of a sudden just get...
Possibility to keep this game rolling. Especially in second place, they want to put some more points on the cards. APG, Rectum Kaya, Alter Ego, what an amazing top 6 we have right now.
Yes, we do. Top 6 ready to go. Alter Ego, all 4 up here, getting towards that mid-game. Getting some sightlines on APG, respecting them, though. That is definitely the right play. Where's this circle going to go, though? That's the question. If it heads over to Quarry, this is going to be ridiculous.
RA could get a great game out of it, but we'll wait and see. Because you're right, I think there is...
Oh, my God.
Hold up.
All right. PMGC circles in full effect here.
You're right. Yeah, we're straight down towards that south side of Vampire. Might just be able to eclipse the lobby on this one. This could be a great game from them. They're able to hold the position, but teams are coming in real fast right now. They are burning rubber to get here.
Man, this is a worse circle shift for DRX. They were literally at the tippy top of the north side here. They're going to have to go through so many squads to try and push on in. Oh my gosh, DX Xavier are pushing right through the middle of everybody, but it's Alpha Gaming going up against Alter Ego. Top. Gonna have to make this 1v1. Actually, no, Ziola's right behind him, and Alter Ego are out of there. Alva just gonna try and survive by himself.
Yeah, a nice clean finish there coming through from Alpha Gaming. 3 elims now. Refus getting res by Ziol. That was a fairly nice hold there coming through from APG, but you do have D+, waiting in the wings at the moment. Breathing down the necks of Alpha Gaming. Kara as well, just still can't catch a break.
Yeah, can't.
It's been a bad day
It's
today.
like literally everything is just going wrong, and that's the unfortunate part of it. Some people get blessed, and some people have it tough, and unfortunately, that's Kara there. That was a big, big fight, though, for Alpha Gaming, right? 3 eliminations. They take out Alter Ego there. They are now inching closer to DRX. The prize pool jumps significantly here in these top 3.
Yeah, I mean, for DX Xavier, though, I think that was the big thing that we sort of missed there, which is not our fault.
Yeah.
We were focused on the cool elims, the cool action going on. But they wrap down towards the south, and Kara wants to get a little bit of the pie down here on the beach. They'd like to get underneath the parasol alongside with Parajin and DX Xavier. But nades are spooky here. It's basically whoever can throw more first.
Yeah, that dip is really tough. I get it. I mean, it's so great position when it comes to the circle, but it's going to be very difficult to hold as Alpha very close to Vampire. Remember, Vampire, nothing to lose here. Now with that nade, they are on the push. Here we go. We can see right now Lazarus throwing in some nades. Doc trying to get the res onto Refus as they inch closer. DX Xavier going to probably pop some shots off here from the third party, but they don't.
APG now look to reset on this one. Kara does go down in the meantime, so DX Xavier save themselves on this. So DX Xavier, they sort of took the slightly less good position, but APG, they wanted the actual position in the circle here versus Vampires, and they are happy to challenge for it.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty tough fight, though, because if they continue to wring these fights out, they're going to get third party, like, for sure. That is such a dominant position.
People want it.
Yeah. But it's also going to be difficult to rotate too because everybody's on the edge of the circle. As we look here at the edge, R8 getting into it with E-Arena. Joker making some shots onto Amori. Not going to be able to hit those from that distance. And yeah, he's going to have to go ahead and take off. But look, there's Alpha 7. Those are the two players right there. Oh, they are in such a tough position at that warehouse. If the zone goes south, which it most likely will, it's going to be very difficult for them to put those 5 points up.
Yeah, people are going to be wanting it. For APG, though, I think they're kind of okay to just coexist with Vampires at the moment, which is probably the best play to go for right now because you don't want to get third-partied. So as long as you can help each other out, you know, help a brother out in the middle of the circle.
Yeah.
We get like second or first. You know, that's okay. We can change that about.
That's the right play, 100%. You know, I think the reason why we saw that fight even start ringing out is because Vampire at the bottom, and they're just like,
Well, we don't want you here. Like, we
our
don't have
house.
to share. We don't want to have to share, but
That's
we
right.
will. We will.
Oh, here we go. Alpha 7 trying to get those 5 eliminations. Oh, and they didn't. A 0-point game. And that is going to be one more match we're going to see guaranteed here, Blank.
That is massive news for every other squad inside the lobby right now. Every time we go to that screen and the boys over on the stage are able to see that Alpha 7 aren't in match point just yet, it's one more game of freedom. In fact, 2, honestly.
That's right.
So every time. So right now, the games cannot end until match 4. Every time we move that marker, teams getting happier to try and chase. It is a struggle right now, though, because second, third, fourth, so close together. It is a tight-knit leaderboard at the top side.
I'll tell you what, though, this is huge for Alpha Team, right? The fact that we had Alpha 7 go out there in a centralized position. They have the warehouse, 3 eliminations so far. With a win here, that could put them easily into second place, very close to first. Let's see how this is all going to play out, though. You got Mad Bulls going into it with E-Arena. Dead pack middle squad right now. 82 points with 6. Mad Bulls need to win this. Flip getting naded. That is not how you want to start this one off. And now you got Turney K on the push. This fight, though, just getting extended, taking so much time. Oh, but that looks like it. E-Arena putting Mad Bulls on the back foot.
600 damage right now for Turney K. Looks awesome. Honestly, another nade goes through. Won't be quite the airburst and catches Mormon. But nade inside his hand. Lemon's going to try and push forward, but won't even be able to get the knock there. The Thai team is up to 8 elims on this match. Their run not done just yet. 13th place on the leaderboards, but you know, between 78 in 10th place and 5th on 84 is nuts, right? It's really not that bad until you really get down towards Vampire in 15 for 48 points, but this is such a close lobby.
Really
Everyone's
is.
putting up points. Everyone's putting up points. So if we get to the end of this, if your favorite team went out in 12th, I don't think you can be too unhappy. It was basically 4th.
Absolutely. I mean, we heard as soon as that fight rang out, the crowd going crazy for E-Arena because they realized, like, yeah, 68 points so far. They win this game, another good one. They're in the show for some big money here.
Yeah. It's an amusing one. And they get the entirety of the Northern Circle to themselves after basically being the lone winners of all of that engagement in the woods that sweep across that area.
Take a look here where this next circle is going to go. Will it head on over to the beach? Will it head on over to that long road? Either way, I think no matter where the zone goes, Vampire and APG are going to be good, at least for the next circle. Let's see how they decide to play. Oh my gosh, they are locked dead center of this position. So Vampire, APG, all they got to do is just look at it each other direction, handle everybody else, and that could be an easy first, second place finish from these two squads, but they're going to have to stop the pushes as all teams have their eyes locked on that compound.
Yeah, I reckon teams probably wish that they'd crashed this a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, I think, for Alpha Gaming.
Oh,
my God!
Bye-bye!
That's some shrapnel. And the King lays down the scepter. Damn, that's rough for D+.
That one hurt. Here comes E-Arena on the push now. Nice little defensive nade there from Lazarus. Stops Joker. Let's see how they push this. Alpha Gaming are very, very close, but I don't know if they leave this building to push this. Let's see how this goes, though, as Lazarus trying to find the off angles here. The Arena don't have time to get this res off. They have to fight this. Tony K is holding off that position there. Mormon got that nade locked and loaded. Can he hit it on the Tony K? He doesn't. We switch on over though. Tony K on the other side. Hey, Vampire making it happen here on the final day.
We ain't the only Thai squad in the lobby.
That's right.
All right. I'll put some respect on the name. Good shots, but for APG, they're starting to sweep right now. Jukes, they're moving through it. Alpha Gaming looking to get something done. Mialak is down. Lazarus, Tony K looking to hold out. A long nade into the building. Doesn't find anything of the sort, though.
Alpha Gaming just had that itch. They could not stay still. Said, you know what, we got to start making the moves. But it's E-Arena that finish out Vampire.
11 eliminations on the match. What a great game it has been here for E-Arena. Marcel makes his way in, but pretty sure NC2 knows, no?
Yes, he does. He has to know. Yep. Uh-oh. Just missed that nade there. NC2 playing it very quiet. Oh, and not going to be able to get that one. As now, look, DRX on the push. Xavier have just been holding this little beach for the whole time, though, being very, very quiet.
I think NC2 might be safe, though, because APG pretty sure now they've cleared him.
That's fact.
They thought he was the last player. Marcel's the one who kind of creeps in, plays body double right there for NC2.
Works out for him here, and now APG are just battling it out with DRX. There's still so many top squads in this one, Blink. You got 2nd through 4th still alive, Xavier in 6th. Big threats, and then, man, it's still so crazy to me looking at these numbers. 12th and 13th place are not that far away.
71-72 at the moment. Thunder Talk, after all the good they did over in their PMGC, clearing away one of the most dominant teams throughout the league stage, just have not been able to truly transition that through over towards the grand finals. Can we even say that with how close this lobby is? I think we just have such strong teams here. Alpha Gaming, though, I was going to talk about this earlier before we started getting some fighting on board, is that they were the only team with the balls to make this move.
That's right.
All right?
Yep.
They had the gusto to go for it, and I think that that's what a lot of other teams are missing at the moment. I don't think they would have gone for that, but Alpha Gaming is like, this is the winning play.
I love that about Alpha Gaming. You know, like some teams and some players, when everything just starts getting so hectic, they default to a certain play style. And it looks like Alpha Gaming just prefer aggression, right? Let's go and get it the hard way. Just push and see what happens. And this time, it pays off big time. Alpha 7, shockingly, right, decided to go on the passive side of things, and they're getting punished for it. Or they did get punished for it, big time.
Yeah, big time. I mean, APG, likely they'll set themselves up with chicken dinner here and a couple more eliminations for a next game match point. Same with Ulf, they can keep pushing through, but they're down to 1 player now, so it's a little bit more difficult. DRX, I don't really see them doing it with just the 2 players they have and the 0 Elim game. Maybe if they get up to a top 3, potentially they've set themselves up for the next match, but probably will have to be a pretty large game off the back of that one. But looking at this circle, likely that Xavier, Ulf, as well as Thunder Talk go down in the next shift, which should be coming through soon. You just got a Southeast hard shift. It's not very likely you're going to get another one, in my opinion.
It's going to be really tough for Xavier here. I mean, they still have a path on into this next zone with a crash, but the problem is you got Thunder Talk on the other side that are looking at them. Yeah, they're both looking at each other, and that's making it difficult for both squads. Honestly, this is one of those times where, like, if you're Thunder Talk and Xavier, you should kind of look at each other as right here, right now, but Alpha Gaming are like, nah, we're not going to risk that. Let's start putting on the Alpha Gaming are like, nah, we're not going to risk that. Let's start putting on these shots and get some points on the board.
DRX definitely trying to pick something up where they can over towards Xavier. And I think DRX understands that, hey, we are center. We are center right now. We do need to sort of capitalize off the back of that. And Xavier is the team we have angles on towards. Aaron? Okay.
Sneaky.
Makes it up.
Thunder Talk are so much in trouble right now. Sparajin gets knocked in return, but they'll still have plenty of time to get him back. That's 5 eliminations. From Xavier. Next circle. Goes on over to D Xavier. Next circle. Goes on over to APG.
King still has it, but you're right. It does center up over towards APG, and it ain't easy being the king as he does go down in the circle on that southeast side. D Xavier slowly mending themselves inside of this circle right now. 86 points. A lot of those points came through from day one. Day two was a complete wash, in my opinion.
It's here. Aaron's actually in a really good spot on that ridge line. I definitely think he's actually going to get some pretty serious placements. But this fight's going to ring out at any moment. And honestly, it's going to be...
They set it up well enough, but I think this team is battered and bruised, right? The vests are shredded on this squad. I felt that.
I just got quiet because I was like,
I know,
this
dude.
is crazy.
I know.
Oh!
Angle with a nade on top as well. Paragin's very low, and suddenly D Xavier running scared. Another nade sent through, and it is perfect and on point.
They're stuck. They're completely stuck out. Reefus with this off angle is looking too good. That nade locks and loads it. It's all up to Levis by himself, and that is it. Alpha Gaming.
7 now.
Yeah. Alpha on alpha action.
Alpha on alpha
I'm telling
action,
you, this
right?
is crazy.
There can only be one.
The battle of the alphas right here. I mean, and you know what? They showed their alphaness by making that push onto Vampires. We take it on over to the desk.
So much, Jukes, a battle. Thank you so much, Jukes. A battle by the beach finish on our Erangel, first Erangel of the day here, day 3 of the PMGC Grand Finals. And it's getting spicy. Battle of the Alphas, as Jukes said, Max.
It's maybe not Alpha 7, but I know that here's 7. He's hyped. The Alpha Gaming win you've been waiting for. It finally happened, and in a very interesting fashion here for Alpha Gaming.
The team that I ended up picking to be my champions for 2025 PMGC finally waking up, and to be fair, I gotta give them props because this team was able to adjust. I even mentioned at the beginning of the day I was scared that some teams were going to bridge camping. That ends up happening with Ulf ends up backing up, they delay it, and then Alpha Gaming, we finally see the aggression. 603 damage, he
The docketing came back for one game, and Aaron almost got himself a double onto not only Doc, which he did end up flushing, but almost got also the knock and the flush onto Zjol, trying to go for the final res and saving Soldier Doc, but it did not work out, luckily enough for APG. They keep 3 players alive and even play the roof angle, which I was screaming at the end at D Xavier, just deny the points, don't give it for free. His teammate Zeus in the back. Very odd playstyle from Alpha 7. I feel like they are feeling the pressure currently in this game, and they are starting to fumble a little bit. The day 3 throw is going on.
It seems to be that a lot of these teams that have high expectations are starting to kind of fumble, right? Alpha 7, Regnum Carrier Esports, another donut. Like, what is going on here, guys?
Yeah, for Alpha 7, the big question mark, I was even mentioning it yesterday, this squad has gone into the final day of a PMGC in the past, in the first place, and they end up choking. Right now, what we're starting to see is I feel like the pressure is starting to get to them. Even though I got a chance to talk to Rebel, even though I got a chance to talk to some of the players and they were looking confident, they were sounding confident, now they're going to start thinking about it. And right there on your screen is going to be a perfect example of what I was talking about with Ulf, just holding off APG for a long time, just making sure you delay the rotation. Ultimately, though, APG gets placed by the circle and plays it out so well.
And I want to give props to D Xavier Thunder Talk, pushing them away onto the eastern side. This is the D Xavier we wanted to see going into day 2. We didn't quite have it, but you know what? They're still really well placed in the rankings. These type of games could be the launching point for D Xavier heading in this 3rd day.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting to see signs of life from a lot of these teams that are further down the leaderboard. Obviously, Vampire with 2 back-to-back high elimination games. APG securing 25 points there, you can see on your screens. E-Arena not doing too badly. The battle of the ties right there. E-Arena versus Vampire Esports earlier on.
Actually, E-Arena, I want to say I wanted Alpha 7 to do the rotation of E-Arena, going back to George Pole, entering onto the western side, going towards Quarry area, but no, again, they changed the rotation path. They get caught off guard, lose 2 players pretty much instantly. I think E-Arena, they made it so far, it could have been A7 in another universe.
I mean, A7 right there with those 0 points. The pressure is definitely going to get even higher when we end up seeing this overall, because I want to know who has now pushed up what in that. I think it was an 18-point gap that they had to that 2nd place team.
Yeah.
That's pretty much going to be gone, Max. And the pressure is going to start getting to them. And I'm hoping that these players don't end up getting into their head, which has happened in the past for Alpha 7.
Many times before. Many times before. If you're an Alpha 7 fan, you've been burnt in the past. Looking at the MVP of this game, it's going to be top. Are we surprised? Not really. This guy, he's looking for the Porsche Cayenne. He's going to try and secure it for himself. And the thing is, playing with a Mini 14, his damage is always insanely high top of these rankings.
And for top, something that I do want to give him props in, he wasn't the first one to go revive Doc right away. In the past, we've seen that over and over again. This time, it was Joel. You could see that Top was thinking about it. He's like, okay, do I want to jump this ledge? I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he's about it. He's like, okay, do I want to jump this ledge? I'm glad he didn't. I'm glad he's like, okay, maybe I try to slow it down, send somebody else, and maybe position myself in a way that we can actually win this game.
Possible good communication skills as well from Top. Possible good communication skills as well from Top. Watching over, but look at that. 120 for Alpha 7 and 117 for APG. We talk about teams that have that potential to climb that leaderboard super quickly. Those high point potential teams, and it's always going to be Alpha Gaming that comes out of your mouth first, right,
I mean,
Max?
exactly. It's so tight towards the top right now. First game, they dropped from 3rd position down to 5th, and now this game, they go from 5th position back up to 2nd place. It's all over the place right now, and now we have only 7, a 3-point difference. That lead you were talking about, it's gone. Alpha 7, you don't have a free start anymore. You don't have a free push into the smash zone. Right now, APG hot on their heels.
You got any of those wipes to clean my glasses? Am I seeing that right? Only 3 plus wipes to clean my glasses. Am I seeing that right? Only 3 points separating Alpha 7 and Alpha Gaming, and especially going now into more Erangel matches. Top, we saw it earlier, he was that match MVP popping off. Rifus as well. Remember, Rifus was crucial for this squad. Crucial for them to be able to have such a great performance to put him in contention. But now, going for the rest of the day, I do want to see APG being able to get placement points outside of just wins. If we take away their 2 wins that we saw earlier on the overall leaderboard, that squad on all the other matches that we have played have only gotten 7 points. That's just not going to be good enough.
Well, didn't they already just get more placement points than the entirety of day 2?
Exactly. Day 2 was 3 points.
Exactly. So what an improvement here coming out from APG. And also their willingness to coexist with Vampire, with DRX in a compound, because they knew their weakness is taking the fight too soon. And if that happens, they're going to get third partied. They knew what their weakness was, and they played around that perfectly.
Let's also talk about that Xavier playing passively still, but still being better on the rotate. They had such a good position, didn't they, on that ridge line, but it just didn't quite work out for them, did it, Max?
Yeah, I wanted them to be a little bit more desperate to take control of that southern eastern compound, the warehouse. I think that when DRX got eliminated, that's the moment you push on it, but you are a little bit too slow, and then one player of APG goes on the roof, which that's just nailing the coffin at that point.
I think even at the point that Thunder Talk ended up getting eliminated, that would have been the perfect time to just wrap around and just surprise Rifus. Obviously, they don't know that it's just Rifus there, but it would have been the perfect timing to set up the smokes. They did have those smokes. Just go for it. And I was with you, Max, as well, saying at the end, see if you can maybe deny some points if you want to even contend for that championship.
We've also got Ulf sitting at 3rd place right now, only 4 points behind Alpha Gaming, and then another, so that's what, 6 points behind Alpha 7 as well. 3 teams that are on that potential to get past that 125-point mark. And for those of you at home who have been watching and listening in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you're probably wondering, what is that voice that I'm hearing? My name's Barney Banks. I'm joined by Seven and Max on here on the desk. A little bit late, right?
It was like you looked a bit different.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
you're not hot, dude. Hold on a second.
Went for a run and I came back. You know how it is. But yeah, Ulf, I think the surprise team of the day so far. Really impressive. Obviously, they have had good day 1 and day 2, but right now, this is the time to make it happen, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Kings of Rondo, we want to see what they can bring to the table going into a wrangle. They make it happen this time around with Eren, like playing it slow in the wings with that slight little dirt pile on the northeastern edge of the circle, and that's the docketing that got completely punished by Eren. If he got a double, I think we see a Xavier win, even maybe a DRX win at the end, and they got a little bit too willing to go for the res. But Eren, never count this guy out. He's the rising star of Turkey. He's grown up here, Eren, and he's been putting up really big numbers the entirety of this PMGC season.
Yeah, now I'm going to be a bit of a doubter here. I'm going to be a bit of a downer because for this squad yesterday, this is when they started slowing down. This is when they ended up with just awful performances getting at 15th place with 0 elims, 8th place with 0 elims. Right now, you are contending to be the champion. You cannot allow yourself to just have that big of a slowdown. And for Alpha 7, we need to see some reaction out of you. We need to see you playing the way you were playing yesterday, and even when you weren't blessed by the circle, because we know that they can get the eliminations, we know that they can win fights, and hopefully they don't start doubting themselves too much in their heads.
I don't know if you would agree or not, but looking at Ulf, right? Looking at how they improved during the entirety of the Gauntlet stage. Day 1, very passive. Day 2, trying to ramp things up a little bit more. Day 3, going complete aggro mode on all of these teams. I love their playstyle. And they've brought all of these teachings into the Grand Finals. If they end up winning this, I would say that's one of the biggest improvements in a PMGC4 champion we've ever seen in PUBG Mobile esports history. So Ulf could be trying to make that happen today. But again, as you said, they've been shaky in the past at this kind of stage. They can't afford to fumble now.
I mean, just keep an eye out on those top 5 teams. Who's going to be staying alive? I mean, in Circle 7 of the last match, we had 4 teams being alive. And those 4 teams, guess what? They were hunting down that first place. So in this one, who else are going to be targeting Alpha 7? Are we going to be maybe seeing more of that because they want to stop them from getting to that match point threshold? And you mentioned it earlier too, Barney, and I'm glad that you brought this up. Vampire Esports, they have been fragging out more. That team has absolutely nothing to lose, and I think it's because of something that you mentioned, Max.
Yeah, the Sir Tanny pep talk in the hotel room. Like, guys, we kind of sucked. Let's initiate the comeback here. Vampire trying to get to the middle pack. They can make it happen, maybe, on this Erangel match.
It's those teams that are showing that signs of life that are dangerous for the teams that are sitting at the top of the table. Vampire Esports, they could spoil it for some of the teams that are sitting right at the top. Alpha 7 really need to watch out because they are the demons on Erangel. But speaking of Erangel, it's time for our second one of the day. Over to Jukes and Blake.
There we go, second match of the day. We're going back to Erangel. Second Erangel match of the day. That's a big one right there. And will it be a big one for Alpha 7? Will they finally wake up and get those 5 points, Blink?
I mean, I've been asking it every game.
Come on!
They've been like a bad supermarket because it's never in stock so far. And hey, it's not a lot of elims need to get. Not a lot of points need to get.
This is the same playing path that we saw.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's pretty rough for quite a few other squads. Vampire being starting Primos once again. And I think the Vampire really is kind of like the Grim Reaper of the lobby at the moment.
Yes.
They are just wandering around knocking on teams' doors, which is not fun. For APG, though, their holdout over towards Very Pier, those teams kind of left a little bit earlier than expected. I thought that they would gatekeep for a little bit longer, but I think because those two teams come together quite soon, it's like Ulf doesn't really want to deal with DXavier, DXavier doesn't really want to deal with Ulf. Both teams don't really want to deal with APG at the same time. So yeah, it's not worth it to them. Alpha 7 going for something different again. No Rup Noya this game.
Wow. That's
Guys,
different.
You overthinking this.
Dude, and look at the circle. Look at the circle. If they would have landed in the same spot they did in the last game, they would have been so set up perfectly.
Could just drop Yaz, man.
Man, this is going to be a big challenge for Alpha 7. You know, the good thing that they have for them is that, you know, for the longest time, they have been an edge-style team.
Yeah.
And they thrive on the edge, right? Being able to get those eliminations. So
great rotates in the end game, yeah, 100%.
It's playing into their strengths here a little bit. At the same time, though, center zone would have been nice.
It would have been nice. It's tough getting across that bridge versus Kara and Thunder Talk. Oh.
Wow.
Damn.
And wild, too, nonetheless.
Guys really are GG no read. I don't want to talk about you anymore.
This is tough.
That is tough. For Alpha 7, yeah, they don't need to be doing all that.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing all that.
That's the best way to put it at this point. Like, just, honestly, I'd be so much happier just to see them play their old game.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's so, for us, maybe if you're just tuning in today, like you're seeing this and you're thinking to yourself, Alpha 7's kind of all over the place a little bit, or if you're just seeing it's like, Alpha 7's playing a little bit weird. For us, it's strange, having watched the entire league, looking at this Alpha 7 now, because it's a very, very clearly different squad than 2 days ago, or even just yesterday.
24 hours. You know, they had a conversation with each other and decided to make those adaptations, and it's just hasn't been working.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part about, you know, PUBG Mobile Esports is you make these changes, and if it works, you're a genius. right? And if it doesn't work, it's like, why didn't you just do it work before? And it's just a tough situation.
I think they looked at what Regnum Kaya did over in 2024, which was a little bit more of an aggressive play style. They didn't try and play too slow getting in towards those final day. And it didn't pan out for them, right? Because they got overtaken by another team.
Yeah.
Now, like, okay, well, maybe we can do it better, get it done earlier, and pick up that chicken dinner much sooner in the day and just finish out those games because Regnum Kaya didn't finish out on those chicken dinners. That's why they lost. But I think that Regnum Kaya played that day fine.
Yeah.
I think Regnum Kaya, in all honesty, deserved to be the 2024 champions. But I think that they got pipped to the post right at the end by a circle that was unpredictable. It was actually unpredictable.
Yep. And it is against a team that is literally the last game of the day record holders, like the best team ever when it comes to the last Miramar of a day of a tournament, because D+ just don't lose for the most part when it comes to that. So it's just it's so tough. It's so tough to lose
some kind of weird tradition.
Yeah, a big, such a huge title in that fashion. And we'll see how Alpha 7 does make it happen here. What do you think about this? I'm starting to think after that Rondo match, because we're talking about like adaptation and like getting in your own head.
Yeah.
I think with the whole lot of Revel at the end, I think that got there even more.
They're like, everyone's out to get us.
Like
right
literally.
Now. Yeah.
Like Stark, no way they don't shoot at each other right now.
Yeah, but that's just the way you have to play the game. You do paint a big target on your back. You have to realize that. But at the same time, just because you've got a big target on your back doesn't mean you're no less of a team.
True.
Because there has been multiple times where teams have tried to hunt them down, try to take them out, but they have turned the tides on that so easily. So I think for Alpha 7, whatever talks they had last night, I think they were the wrong ones, personally.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to break. Now they're going to be getting gate kept by Kara, of all teams, on that bridge.
I think once they pass 125, though, we're back in regular viewing.
Yeah.
for Alpha 7.
That's for sure.
But the thing is, are they going to cross 125? I mean, they're already taking damage. Crio's down.
Oh. And Thurston.
Yo.
That's it.
This is the worst thing. I mean, 7 yesterday was like, stop smiling. Stop smiling.
Rebel, though, gets a knock in return. That could be that 1 point there. They do have the hovercraft.
Are they getting gate kept
Oh,
right now?
they got one.
Okay.
That's 1 point. 4 more left to go. Carrillo is gone. But now they got Kara on the run here.
Round away, they lose a player, but it's 1 point. It is 1 point. But that's, again, if they're not able to get much further than this, that's a whole nother game. And we don't finish till match 5 again.
We're going to Miramar.
I'm going to say yesterday that I'm pretty sure we're going to match 6.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely looks like what it's going to be here. The big thing, though, here as well is, I mean, now you got Alpha Gaming, you got Wolf that are right there, too. They can easily hit that smash rule in this game as well.
I think Ulf's slightly more difficult to make happen. Ease when they get across the line.
I think they do, to be honest. I think with how they've been playing so far today, because they're playing their game true to form. And with that last match, the momentum.
They even all just commit Sudoku over towards Doc, right?
Yeah.
They were like, hey.
Yeah, if they didn't do that, they'd probably be here now.
Yeah, exactly.
They would have even done.
But they're like, hey, we're in our final games. We could get into it. We're still going to send it over towards Doc. We're still going to make that same mistake. Obviously, I don't like that. I don't enjoy that. But I respect that nothing can change how they play.
That's
even the final day of the biggest final of the year.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes it's a war of attrition. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you got to stick to your guns. And that's what they do. And it works, obviously, right? They're in second place right now. They're looking really solid. I am looking here at this zone. We got that mansion circle at play. Tons of teams are already centered on up. Alpha 7 do finally make it past that bridge. They do lose a player. They do get that 1 point. Does look like they're starting to head towards Milta Power, though. Alpha 7 definitely, again, just playing a completely different day here today on the final day. Looking over now. We're going to see where this next circle goes. As far as squads that are be pushing in a little bit later into the zone, we got Vampire. You can see them all the way there. Still trying to catch up to Pachinki. The zone goes on over to Lipovka. So that's going to make things super interesting. You got Ulf dead center in this one. DRX are right there as well. This could be a huge game from these top squads.
Yeah, I think for Alter Ego, this is where I really want to see them start to pop off a little bit. They start towards Lipovka. They have a lot of control towards Lipovka. This is where I want the games start getting a little bit better for these guys. 83 points. It's not that far off. One good game, you're up into the hundreds. D Plus find a little bit of damage for themselves. They've jumped up to 10th now after being in 16th yesterday, and can go much further. Honestly, might even pass R8 eventually. Lamborghini goes down to Kraken. That's from Goat.
And now Peregrine getting knocked as well. Mad Bulls are right here too. So D Xavier not looking too hot in this one. They're in 5th place, 93 points. They're definitely in contention, but with this start, it's not looking too hot. Mad Bulls. Mad Bulls, I think, are one of those like sleeper squads for me. They're one of those teams that not a lot of people, I think, were like really focusing on coming into the last day, but I think they're an absolute threat. They're down a player, but they're playing it very aggressive here.
I think the problem has always been with Central Asian teams is that they're so inconsistent. Like Flip and Lemon can be some of the best players on one day and then be some of the worst on the next. And I think that's the difficulty with those teams. I think Mad Bulls have really tried to prove everyone wrong here at PMGC, and I think that they've made a great bid for the top. I don't see them getting further than like a 3rd place, though. That's still a phenomenal result for the Mad Bulls. But yeah, I would agree. I think a lot of people underestimated this team coming into it. Thought they would be bowing out way earlier in the tournament overall in the league stage. So I still think it's a great result being here at the actual grand finals in Bangkok. Zio goes down to tops though.
Uh-oh.
That's a bit rough. That is a bit rough. Is he far ahead? He's way far ahead than anyone else. So at least they have the backstab, but look at that. He's bleeding out so fast here. I think APG likely to go down to 3.
Yeah, let's see what ZL. Yeah, Zol completely out of this one. So APG are going to be down to 3 here as this zone is starting to close. They do end up getting away from it, though. Sometimes you got to make that little rotational sacrifice. Unfortunately, it was Zol for APG.
I mean, losing Ziol's not the worst thing in the world. I think they can play on a 3, at least from this stage of the game. It's going to get pretty hectic anyway. Alter Ego's compound is nutty. A really good spot. If they get a Northern Shift on this, I think that Alter Ego can play a massively strong game off the back of it, but it does move down towards Prison once again. We're getting flashbacks to Z7 7Z Globen.
Yeah.
7ZG. Dang.
That's a throwback right there.
Yeah. Front themselves off from the top of Prison.
That'd be wild. We saw one before, at least prison-esque area.
Prison-esque.
Yeah, prison-esque.
Yeah, prison-esque.
Yeah. We saw some jump downs. That was pretty wild. Let's take a look, though, here at R8. 80 points on the board. You know, that's what's crazy. You were talking about Mad Bulls earlier, like that inconsistent team, right? They have those crazy moments, and then they have those moments where they fall off. The crazy part about this is that there's so close on the leaderboards, and so many teams here have that potential where I just think they get a good zone, and they're going to put up 20 points. And I think that's the biggest threat in this lobby. Because
I think it's dependent on the team, realistically. I think right now, if you said to me, Regnum Car, you get a strong spot in the lobby, this is zone 5, yeah, they're going to have a great game off the back of that. Am I thinking they're going to get a 20-pointer? Probably not. I think if you gave Alpha 7 a great spot, stage 5, and then, you know, a really good spot in the zone, I think that's a 20-point easy, yeah. Same for APG, same for DRX, and same for Alter Ego. For all 4 of those teams, though, it's so hard for them sometimes to get towards that late game.
So difficult.
Whereas Regnum sort of has the opposite problem, being center zone, strong spot from zone 1.
Let's see if Regnum could put some points on the board, because they haven't been able to do it at all today so far. Let's see right now. Everybody just kind of getting set up in this circle. Alpha 7 did get another elimination, so they have 2. Here comes a push, though, from Flash onto APG. They have the numbers. Let's see what Doc can do here. He gets 1. That's a huge knockout. Gets knocked in return, though. Top goes down as well. Reefus is way too far away, and that is Alpha Gaming crumbling here in this match.
Well, they certainly sneezed, but it wasn't pretty. So they'll go down to 117 points here with just 1 player remaining. Win is trying to keep himself up. Reefus will find Bose now, looking to make this the 1v3 now versus Flash. Heads on in, spraying through the smoke. Cannot find it though. And that's APG down to the rookie squad of the year in Flash. And Alpha 7, they find themselves another point, inching themselves closer and closer to match point.
I do like that push though for Reefus. I think that was the right.
Sick.
I think that was the right play. I mean, he had a couple down. You just had to win that fight. He would have gotten some sick eliminations for his team. Because trying to survive and get placement points here, that's one of the most frustrating things for me. You see a player like, oh, down to 1, let's just go and try to figure out something. Nah, make that push. Try to make it happen. Unfortunately, it just didn't. And a pretty tough time, too, because they had 117.
Punch my mic. That was the noise.
Ah.
Probably heard that at home. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all good sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
it wasn't out of
frustrating.
anger. No, it wasn't out of anger. It wasn't out. Whoa! Okay, well, I punched my mic. Jukes fell off the stage. We're having a real day today.
Oh, boy.
So is APG. It's all. Yeah, it's not roses and daisies.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Let's take a look at this, though. Hey, Car 98 from Silas. That makes me happy, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see him use it as he is getting shredded by R8.
Damn, Silas looking more shredded than that chair, man.
Oh, yes.
Goodness
That
me.
chair is deleted off the server. Oh, boy.
All right, Ulf looking over towards Vampire at the moment. 4 players still up, 51 points, looking to push that a little bit more here at this stage of the game. Definitely possible to go for, but I think for Ulf this means a lot to them. Tony K is taking a heck of a lot of damage here. Bullets are whizzing past him. Mialak with the hovercraft though, and it is covered by smoke, so I don't really think Ulf sees it to take the sprays. Loxy inside the smoke, goes down to the better clutch Maestro in Murray. And what a day it's been for Regnum Kari. What a terrible day it's been for Regnum Kari.
Gosh,
I think
3 in a row, dude.
Yeah.
That's
7.
crazy.
0 points. Yeah. Regnum Kari is 0 points. 2. Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so Regnum Kari, 0 points on the day.
Unreal.
That's rough.
Let's see what Vampire could do, though. Just trying to disrupt this lobby. Oof! Had a crazy game. The crowd is going crazy. As now you got Lazarus, got that nade locked and loaded on a Scarface, and it hits a target. Now it's just all up to Catch by himself. 1v2 situation. He's down pretty low in HP. Oh, that molly looks so good. Lazarus making it happen here. Just a little bit too far from Catch. But that nade, oh, the car just saving him by the inch of his teeth right there.
Yeah, that's the mighty tire made of something bulletproof. Not quite
Not
sure
my
yet.
chair.
Trying to bounce off the back of the tree. It's a good maneuver, but Ketch is just going to keep bandaging up. Doesn't really have too much. Go on, take the shot. Take the shots here, Ketch.
Hey, getting a lot of help there from Kara, and that is Vampire eliminated. Catch uses that opportunity to get out of dodge here. He's going to be sending it, though. That's going to be a very tough rotation.
Yeah, I mean, Alpha 7 right on this southeast side. This is probably the fight that we need to take a look at going forward here, because E-Arena do back it off, and Alpha 7 looking just to push a little bit further now. They're only 3 points out. I believe they're only 3 points out. No,
they're 1 point.
They're 1
1
point out. They're 1 point out. Okay, cool. We're almost there. It's not that hard. Let's just get that one last point. I think Alpha 7 can do this.
They're on the edge, too. Back against the wall. This is where they play their best.
You do not want to repeat. You do not want to repeat of all the times that we have hit up towards second place, even though they started day 2 in such a phenomenal position multiple times.
This is getting intense, folks. Alpha 7 looking really good in this match. They have a great position in this circle. 1 more point. They reach that smash zone. APG is out. Ulf pretty much down and out as well. DRX down to 1. And That is D+ out of this one. As far as teams that could possibly really make this comeback, make something happen, gotta look at Alter Ego. They got all 4 up here, but they've been pretty missed so far here today.
Yeah, I think Alter Ego has a real good chance. You are right, it has been hit and miss, but this is more hits than miss from Go. An immediate removal of the Mad Bulls. Well, no stampeding for them. They were basically cut down in the tracks right there. For APG, if they win a PMGC championship, it will be Zol's second.
That's right.
It'll be another player that does the back to the multiple, at least not the back-to-back, but has multiple wins in PMGC under his belt. One of the few other players, in fact, that's able to do it. Because Regnum Karya with Silas wasn't quite able to get it done last year.
And then right here towards the end, man, first 3 games, 0 points for Regnum Karya. I know he's got to be super frustrated. Let's take a look, though, here. Alpha 7, they do have a hovercraft here towards the end. That could pay dividends. Obscure with a big off angle right now, just trying to cover his squad. Let's see Arena driving on up, getting mighty close. And they are having that hovercraft to just get some more information, kind of bully squads away from them. Because Alpha 7, they don't want to get engagement right now. They kind of want to just wait it out, see where this next circle goes. But if they have active here towards the end.
Yeah, man, I mean, man, like the problem I found with match point, it makes the game so slow.
Yeah. It sure does. And this zone is brutal. Oh, my gosh. Pretty open range here.
Smash?
Let's see what happens is...
Smash.
Smash.
Smash? Smash by placement smash.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Alpha 7. Yeah, that's 8th place team. I think they just got to out-survive one squad, and that should do it.
Yeah, I mean, they're in 8th now. This is where you get the first placement point.
That's
you
right.
get 1. Everyone's looking at me in
They locked it
elation
in.
right now. They're like, wow, you figured that out. You're a smart cookie, you.
Well, Alpha 7 have done it. They are going to be officially in that smash zone. We could have, if they win the next game, this is all over.
Yeah, but they still got to. It's one more game to win.
That's right.
We're currently in match 3, so we can do it in match 4 at least, which is nice. Gives them a couple more times to do it. And again, even Barney, who is now on our desk, was saying yesterday that for Alpha 7 it was a masterclass over on Arundel. They have one last time to show us who's Gordon and get it done. Arena. We got a lot of nades. Alpha 7 look to pincer now as well, Hot Jukes.
They're getting active. Here they go. They sense the third party. They are on that hill right now. Joker with a nice nade on to win. Yeah, they're going to definitely push this one here. And Alpha 7 should be hungry for this third party. Are they going to make that push, though? Yeah, look at this. Flash just on the drive, trying to survive this, running through so many squads. And now Arena are getting into it with Alter Ego.
Oh, no. I mean, Thunder Talk and DRX taking shots over towards Alpha 7. Again, why are we pushing into the circle here? That's like such a free fight to take over towards E-Arena. They could have pushed so much earlier, created some real issues. Instead, man, the coaches have got to stop talking to these players.
Yeah.
before the next day.
This is unbelievable. Well, you saw it there, folks. They didn't have to wait for that placement point to be put on the board. They hit match point. AJ gets a knock onto Obscure, though. They realize it's Alpha 7 here. All eyes are on them, and that's Alpha 7 out.
I don't understand it. I don't think it's good. But I mean, Regnum Karya has obviously been affected by whatever pep talk they had, and that's in quotation marks. You didn't quite grab that. I know I'm not on camera, but you could. I feel like you could feel them.
Yeah.
Feel those quotation marks. So. Yeah, I don't know.
And those are bold quotation marks.
They really were. They really were. So yeah, I think for Alpha 7 as well, the Alpha 7 I know would not do that. They would have pushed that.
For sure. For 100%. Without a doubt.
Because usually they would just clear space, take E-Arena out. Yeah, they might lose that fight, but the benefits far outweigh the negatives of just going for a push towards the center of the circle. You know you're going down, dude.
Yeah, and it makes total sense, too, especially if we do.
Towards the end of this game, you should have been looking to get more on board.
And they could have.
How did RCB lose last year? to points.
Oh boy. Will this be that mistake that costs them later on? They have reached the smash zone though, so it looks like their playstyle is towards that strategy of making it happen here. Oh, look at that! Krypton switching the seats, trying to put Tourniquet in the blender. Does not work out though. And now he's gonna go ahead and get these flushes. E-Arena putting some more points on the board. Nice shot though from GOAT with the third party. A lot of teams looking to make a big jump here. Look at the point difference from 6th all the way down to 13th. It's so close.
Very, very close. And D+ actually was able to jump up to 8th after this game with 5 elims they're able to find. Ghost looking for some more shots here, but it will be Snape to find that one. You know, I would have preferred that Krypton, instead of jumping in and out of the vehicle, just shot the guy. It looked cool. It was ineffective. Snape's down as well there. It's taken out. A slight substitution going on there then for Alter Ego, with Snape being in. So I'm curious to see who exactly they did switch out on that team.
Let's see what Xavier's gonna do though. Super quiet. They don't get circle here. Zone, hard shifts off them. They're gonna be wrapping on that north side, possibly looking to catch a third party on the GOAT. They do got an angle here. Here they go, out the vehicle. They do catch this player. Now Xavier finally starting to get in the mix of things.
And they do need to. They're only on 2 points this game, but they can get up towards 100. The Xavier, Vietnam looking to get something done, but equally it's E-Arena. And the crowd is definitely loving this. Thai team looking to put a chicken dinner under the belt for PUBG Mobile here at the Grand Finals in Thailand.
Crowd is making some noise. They are excited. They sense one of the local squads about to get a chicken dinner here. Joker throwing over those meds on a tourniquet. So let's make it happen for the hometown team. It's going to be a difficult one, though. You got Thunder Talk full squad up right now, rocking a little 3